Keep that rocking. Oh, give me the 2 spot though. I need the second page. Thank you. Cut that shit, Sasha. Cut that shit. Cut that shit, Sasha. Not again. My amp unit. It's been a full week since I last talked to you guys, man. Hold on, well, we got ads on the fucking channel? The tube is letting ads on the channel? Okay. You better cut that shit. She keeps wanting to play my music. What's up, everybody? We're live after a full week being away. The last time I was talking to you guys, what the fuck? How about you fix yourself? There you go. We're still getting our ball bearings in order, guys. It's been a minute. A full week since I last talked to you guys. Hey, salute to all you guys, man. What's up, everybody? Keep on filing in, man. We'll be here for a minute. Last time I talked to you guys was a week ago, and Sasha Banks and Naomi had just taken off. Forced out of WWE, not walked out. I don't buy that shit. When you've been booked so poorly for so long, you were forced out. Optimus Prime is good for the coffee. Freedom fighters. Well done, freedom fighters. I have been sent to destroy the world. Decepticons. Salute, guys. My coffee is done. Autobots, roll out! So last time I talked to you guys was a week ago. And I'll make this in a second, man. Let me do my cold open. I'll get to you in a second, Optimus. And I still couldn't fathom, just like what happened with Bray Wyatt. I couldn't fathom, right? It was only less than 12 hours from the news breaking, and here BC is live. This has always been a pro Sasha Banks channel, and we always loved Naomi as well. Speak so highly of them. We thought the world of them. We thought they should be given the world, and they never were. So while everybody else in the community is reaping this story by every penny, right? 3, 4, 5 videos a piece, maybe. They're trying to get every dime off of this story. BC went away for this whole last week. I tried to let it sink in. I tried to let more news. Something's gotta be more, right? There has to be more to the story. Definitely not a work. We already know that for a fact. But there's gotta be more. Vince McMahon will surely rectify this. We're hoping, right? The next time I talk to my amplified unit, this will be rectified. Vince McMahon will understand that this is your top fucking female talent, the best female wrestler in the world, up there with Io Shirai, Sasha Banks, and one of the most athletic females in the world, Naomi. I mean, surely Vince McMahon is gonna fucking understand this, right? The first 48 hours, just like with any crime, is the most crucial. The first 48 hours when a big problem arises and occurs, the first 48 hours is when you're going to rectify it, or it's most likely gonna snowball and get worse. So what did the old bastard in Stanford do? He let 48 hours go and took his ego and his stubbornness and amplified it. He let 72 hours go, 96 hours. 4 days led to 5 days, 6 days. And here we are a week later. The last time I talked to all of you was a week ago, and we were befuddled that McMahon could force talent out like this because they were so unhappy. Because they were giving shit, peanuts, for 10 plus years if you're Naomi, and over 6 years if you're Sasha Banks. Peanuts, while everybody else with lesser talent gets the fucking world handed to them on a silver platter. They didn't just walk out because they woke up and said, we're not getting our way, let's get out of here. Over time, it snowballed into something magnified, amplified. And every day, that weight on their shoulders got more pressure, and it weighed them down, until eventually you're forced out. There's no other option. You keep going to Vince, and he keeps telling you, no, you gotta do what I'm telling you to do. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great shit. Or you can get the fuck out of there. Try to save any semblance of sanity that you have left. They didn't just walk out because they just couldn't hack it, or they wanted to let people down. They wanted to turn their backs on Vince. They were forced out because they were treated like shit. I really hope that people are understanding this, because the whole last week it's just more of they were brats. They didn't get their way. They took their ball and they went home. Sasha Banks manipulated Naomi into leaving as if she's not a grown-ass woman who's only had 2 championships in 10 fucking years. But she sees somebody with very little, if any, more talent than her. Very little, if any. And Charlotte Flair get 14 of these motherfucking titles. What's the difference? Naomi has just as much, if not more, athleticism than Charlie. If you're gonna tell me Charlie's better on the mic, it's very minimal, and it's the same shit over and over, pretty much robotic, every time Charlotte is in the middle of the ring cutting a promo. So it's not the promos. Is it the character? Is it Charlotte coming down with the robes? Because Feel the Glow is more of a character and more marketable. But Vince never wanted to put the machine behind Naomi, and that's the damn truth. So then you go to the pure wrestling. You're going to tell me Charlotte's better than Naomi, but here's the problem with that. Naomi's matches, every time we're done with them, we're talking about how Naomi was the highlight reel. When we're talking about Charlotte matches, we're talking about nothing. We're talking about the same fucking moonsault that she does every match, that she botches, misses, or grazes somebody with a hand. What else are you talking about in a Charlotte match? Is it natural selection? Is it the diabolical figure 8? No, it's nothing. You see, Naomi is just as good of a wrestler, but for some reason, we graced Charlotte Flair with the title, yet when BC broke down the facts, there's an issue. I don't see a better wrestler. Selling-wise, Naomi sells better than Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't even like to sell. Charlotte sucks on defense. Pro wrestling isn't just offense, it's not just getting in all your fucking moves. So, I'm gonna make a bold fucking statement. And I stand by it. Naomi is a better wrestler than Charlie. So why does Charlie have 14 fucking titles? Naomi's been there years longer. Years. And she has 2? 14 to 2? But we'll give you a tag team with the best wrestler in the world, best female, Sasha Banks. And we promise we're going to make a division. And we're going to give you guys big matches. Oh, wait a second. We need somebody for our champions at Hell in a Cell. We need somebody to lose. We're going to split you up for this pay-per-view. We're going to give you championship matches, but you're going to lose. And Sasha and Naomi were like, well, you just said we're gonna form a legit tag team and be winners and carry the titles and make a division finally. The same thing you promised me with Bayley 2, 3, 4 years ago. So they try it again, and Vince lied. He fucking lied. There's no division. There's nobody next for Sasha and Naomi, so they split them up. They were going to have them in singles matches at Hell in a Cell, both losing, and then form your tag team again and go in this insignificant, irrelevant, in obscurity tag division. So you lose another title match, and then you go back into the corner, never to be heard or spoken to again until Vince wants to grace you with his fucking eyeballs and presence. Just because they were going to get a title match means jack shit. They know they're worth more than just laying flat on their backs looking up at the lights. So at what point do you at your job stand the fuck up? I feel like a broken record because I've been saying this shit for a week now. Last week was the last time I talked to you guys. And last week I said all of this, maybe just in a different way. But now that I've had a week to ponder it, oh, I'm coming amplified and spitting more facts than ever before. Because this is unacceptable that a week later, BC has to come in front of all of you, and I gotta make another video about Sasha and Naomi, and this time, they're suspended. And not only that, but they're embarrassed. Vince McMahon made it a point to embarrass them when they were forced out because there was no other way to turn. They were being booked like shit. Their careers were on a flatline trajectory. With titles, they were even weighed down even more because those tag titles in that division is nothing but a loss. It is a weight on their shoulders more than anything. And Vince lied to them. Put the titles on them to shut them up. And then put them into the corner until Charlie needs somebody to beat. Or maybe it's Ronda. Or maybe it's Becky. Or Bianca. But he'll split them up and he'll make them lose. And they know they're fucking worth more than that. So what did they do in the statement? They literally said, they made a statement to embarrass them last week. And they claimed they weren't respected. When BC breaks down the facts, they were not respected. Naomi has 2 titles, and Charlotte has 14. She's been there years longer. She's just as athletic, a better wrestler. Charlotte might have her on the mic a little bit. That's it. Character-wise, Naomi's Feel the Glow is way better than the Queen. Bow down to the Queen. Do you realize how much money could have been made on the Feel the Glow titles? You guys remember when she got punished? Because at a live event, she had the women's championship and she glowed it up. Back in the day, Vince loved that shit, man. You had the Broken Skulls championship or the Rattlesnake title from Stone Cold. You had the Brahma Bull championship from The Rock. And they made all the money from it. The Ultimate Warrior used to change up the leather straps. Goodbye Black. They used to be white, blue, green. You guys could probably come up with other championships. John Cena had the spinning championship. They made that into a fucking toy. But a glowing title? Even if you don't want to invest that much money and just put the fucking strips on it, the neon green strips that you could put on toys, so it still glows, it still has an effect for much cheaper. No, you know what Vince said? You're punished. Don't ever do it again. You're never getting that merchandise. Because that will sell, and then you'll become a star. That's bullshit, because when she had that glow title, people were talking about it. Everybody wanted to get their hands on that shit. It looked pretty cool. But no, we're gonna punish you. But if Charlie did that at a live event and she had a little fucking crown on top of the fucking title, you'd be having fucking championships in Target within 3 months with little crowns on them. That's what it means about putting a machine behind you and not putting a machine behind you. For 10 fucking years, they have never put the machine behind Naomi. And if you don't believe me, this was right around WrestleMania when Naomi was talked about her feud with Sonya Deville while everybody else was saying it was taking forever. Listen to poor Naomi, who's been there for 10 fucking years. Listen to Naomi talk about the Sonya Deville fucking feud.
Definitely a situation that I wasn't used to, even though I've been around for as long as I have. I had never my entire career had a storyline that lasted more than a few weeks, you know what I mean? So
never in my career for WWE have I ever had a storyline that lasted more than a few weeks. So that was a big deal for. Can you imagine? Fuck championships just for a minute. Fuck putting the machine behind you. Could you imagine this poor woman, Naomi, who goes to work every day, not a fucking problem, doesn't make an issue with anybody, does what she's told. Could you imagine not having a storyline for 10 fucking years? Finally, the Sonya Deville one lasts a few months. Could you imagine what that must feel like? But it's Sasha's fault because she manipulated. She's a grown-ass woman who has gotten no storyline in 10 years. That is fucking mind-boggling. That she has to say that, bro.
it was definitely a situation that I wasn't used to, even though I've been around for as long as I have. I had never my entire career had a storyline that lasted more than a few weeks, you know.
Fucking pathetic that Naomi has not had a storyline that lasted more than a few weeks. But we're not supposed to say that because Vince McMahon released the statement last week saying that they were unprofessional, that they let everybody down, and they apologize that they had to switch the card. No, usually it's always card subject to change. They don't have to release a statement like that and embarrass the talent. But because it's Sasha Banks and Naomi, Vince McMahon felt like he could demonize them. He could get the public to go against them, that he can embarrass Sasha Banks and Naomi. So that's why. That's why you had a statement released last week. And then Michael Cole, that son of a bitch, did you hear what he said this past week? Michael Cole goes live on the air. And he says Sasha Banks and Naomi, and I quote, let us all down. Their actions disappointed millions of WWE fans and their fellow superstars. So because of what Sasha and Naomi did this Monday, they have been suspended indefinitely. Tag titles for grabs in a tournament. There's just one problem with that, you fucking sacks of shit. There's no fucking tag teams to be in your little stupid tournament. That's the whole reason they're pissed off. They wanted the tag division. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Do you understand? The whole reason that they fucking had to walk out was because they were forced out. Because McMahon was lying to them. He said there would be a division. He said the titles would be prestigious. There's nothing. So it's no different with them being there than not being there. Because you have a tournament with who? Who? Dana Brooke and Asuka in a team? You're gonna put Rhea Ripley with Carmella? Zelina Vega with Nikki Cross? Almost a superhero? You're gonna bring back Dakota Kai so she can tag team with fucking Io Shirai? You're just gonna throw all the individuals together and act like it's a tag team just so you can say fuck you to Sasha and Naomi? Is it really worth it to Vince McMahon? You're damn right it is, because he's so damn egotistical. So damn egotistical and stubborn that he will vilify them. He didn't just try to embarrass them by having Michael Cole go out there on Friday night and totally embarrass them. He vilified them. He turned them into villains so that even the company will have a problem with them. And people are honestly buying into it. The WWE sheep that follow along with what Vince McMahon's message is. How dare you do that, Sasha? Now, but when it was Mustafa Ali, it's fine. When FTR wanted out, fine. When Brody wanted out, fine. When Rusev, Miro wanted out, fine. But because it's Sasha and Naomi, how dare they do that? They just gotta fucking suck it up and do as they're told. They're employees. Wrong, bitch. Wrong. They're not employees. They're independent contractors. And when you are an independent contractor, you better care about your booking every day. Because the second that McMahon releases you, if he does, because he releases people all the time, a contract doesn't mean shit. Vince can release you, snap of a finger. The contract only works for Vince. It doesn't work for the talent. I hope you guys understand. So you may say, oh, they should just do as they're told. They're performers. They're independent contractors because Vince doesn't want to pay the money, doesn't want to have the responsibility, and wants to fuck them over in the long run. That's why they're not employees. So when you are an independent contractor, I don't give a fuck if you are a plumber or you're a sports entertainer. You better care every day how you're being booked, because when Vince kicks you to the curb, it's how you were booked and how you're remembered. That's how you're gonna make your money down the road. That's how people are going to remember you. But they're not supposed to care about how they're fucking booked? They're not supposed to fucking care? People villainizing them. And then there's some people that still think this is a storyline. Will you shut the fuck up with that? There's no story. They were both going into an individual title match that they were going to lose at Hell in a Cell. They were told they were going to have a division formed and they were going to start to defend the tag titles. They didn't expect to go into a title match just to lose and then go back to an irrelevant, obscure tag division. It's not even formed. There is no tag division. So Naomi and Sasha were pissed off about a plethora of things. This didn't just start last week or when they won the belts, by the way. The writing was been on the wall for moons now. Many, many moons. This is just the icing on the cake. Wrestling fans have to stop with everything as a storyline. That's all I heard with Cody Rhodes. Storyline, storyline. And then he winds up in WWE. Stop! It is real! They're gone! WWE exposed their own business just so Vince McMahon, that stubborn prick, could try to vilify them. Literally said that they had hours to rehearse and that this is a scripted television show. They wouldn't do that for a storyline, guys. That's Vince McMahon's stubbornness wanting to publicly shame them. Fans aren't even thinking. They expose the business. It's a storyline. Storyline. They fucking embarrassed them. They had everybody turn on them. The fans, the wrestling community. Storyline. They're gonna come back as heels. What the fuck are you talking about? What storyline could this possibly lead to? What is this leading to? They come back as the uber egotistical team now. Wow! Thank goodness they exposed the business to turn heel. Unfucking real. Cut the shit with the storyline. I am telling you it's not. Bottom line. I've done the research. I have the facts. It's not a storyline. Vince McMahon is willing to go through any measure to embarrass them, to vilify them, to destroy them. Hence, suspension. He's not going to fire them. He'll freeze their contracts, which means you think they're just sitting at home waiting out their contract? No, he's freezing them because of a supposed walkout. It's more of a force out. But he can freeze those contracts, which means Sasha Banks and Naomi will never wrestle again if it's up to Vince. That's why these independent contracting contracts, independent contractor contracts, that's why they only benefit McMahon in the company. The second they want to fire you, you're gone. The wrestlers themselves have no power. None. So when people are not happy and they finally have no choice but to walk out because they're forced out over years of being manipulated, years of being lied to, years of recklessness, years of neglect, and they finally are forced to walk out, they're vilified now. How dare you do that? As WWE said, it's a scripted television show and you're a performer. Just go out and lay down to the champs and then go back into your obscurity in the non-existent tag division that we lied to you and told you we were going to make for you. Still, to this day, I am pissed that Field of Glow championship never amounted to anything, because that was gold in Vince McMahon's pocket. He was willing to lose money to make sure that Naomi did not become a big star in the company. Feel the glow. She fucking is a glow stick when she comes out. That's marketing 101. You can't fuck it up unless you are internally sabotaging her, unless you are making sure that doesn't go over. She's a human glow stick. Who doesn't like glow glow sticks. I fucking love glow sticks. Generation X made tons of money off of glow sticks. But no, it's not good enough for Naomi. Or it's too good for Naomi, I should say. She doesn't get any fucking thing. Stop that shit. There was so much money to be made with Naomi, and the fact that she got 2 titles while they pushed Lana 7 different times, and none of the times did it work. Lana got pushed 7 times. Lacey Evans pushed immediately when she got to the main roster. You nasties. In the tag title matches, singles title matches. Lacey Evans, out of nowhere, gets more than Naomi. Charlotte Flair gets 14 fucking titles. I get it. Naomi's not a fucking tall blonde. I get it. But look at the fucking talent. Look at the marketability. 10 years she's been there. 2 titles. Charlotte, less years than Naomi. 14 titles. And when I do my research, I can't think of one fucking reason for it other than the fact that she's a Flair. Because the talent is not much, if even at all, better than Naomi. I can't fathom. You think about it more, and it puzzles you even more, but it shouldn't, because that's exactly what McMahon does. He picks his fucking the ones he loves, and that's it. And no matter how good you'll ever achieve to be, and actually become, like Sasha has become, and Naomi has always been, no matter how good you become, it doesn't fucking matter. If he's not gonna put the machine behind you, you will always be mid-tier at best. Naomi is better than that. She deserved better than that. And she was treated like shit for 10 years. She didn't just walk out one day last week. She was forced out by miserable, neglectful recklessness on behalf of Vince McMahon. And Sasha Banks, I said it last week, but I'll say it fucking again. She gives everybody their best match. Whether it was Bayley 8 different times, Charlotte Flair herself, Charlotte's best matches with Sasha, whether it was Hell in a Cell a few years ago, 2019 against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch's best match was with Sasha Banks. Io Shirai's best match, Sasha Banks. Ronda Rousey, 2019? Ronda Rousey, Royal Rumble 2019. Best match was with Sasha Banks. Asuka, Survivor Series 2020. Asuka's best match in WWE, Sasha Banks. Are you guys seeing a fucking trend here? Where else you want to go? Bianca Belair, WrestleMania last year. Best match Bianca has ever had. You see the common denominator? Sasha Banks. That's not my opinion just because this is a pro Sasha Banks channel. Sasha Banks is literally the best female wrestler in the world because factually, she gives everybody their best match. Do you see how this works? If you're a Charlie fan, Charlotte Flair, or you're a Becky fan, or you're an Io fan like BC, I love Io Shirai. Maybe you're a Britt Baker fan. Maybe you're a Layla Hirsch. I love Layla Hirsch. It doesn't matter who we like. Factually, Sasha Banks is on another island all to herself because she factually is better than everybody else. You don't even have to like her. That may upset you. You may be pissed. Fuck you, BC. Well, I've been getting fuck you, BC since I came out of my mother's womb. That doesn't make me fucking cringe. I'll sleep like a fucking baby tonight. But you're gonna understand the fact. The fact is, Sasha Banks is better than everybody else. And Sasha Banks, chat, what is it? She has 4 or 5 championships, singles titles, not including NXT. What does she have for Raw and SmackDown? Maybe 5? Maybe 6 because 3 of those were for a collective 87 days or something. You guys remember that? She had like 3 title reigns that all lasted less than 3 months because they just wanted to hot potato it back to Charlie so that she can capture her father's record more quick. So 5 or 6. Okay, so that's the point. 5 or 6 total. 3 of those were just hot potato to Charlie Flair. 3 of them. So you're telling me she doesn't even have half of what Charlotte has. She doesn't even have half the WWE Singles Championships that Charlie has. Nobody thinks this is a fucking issue? We just want to say how unprofessional it is to walk out? Maybe after years of being treated like shit and not getting your just due, maybe they finally said, dude, enough. Give us what you promised or we have to leave. There's no more reason to do this. Wouldn't you, if you were being treated like shit at your job, wouldn't you eventually have to walk out? Even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, I would think that you would finally one day say, that's enough. Years of you pissing in my fucking morning coffee, I'm done. Every day you go into work, your boss calls you into his office, takes your coffee and pisses in it, gives it back and says, now go to work. Are you gonna take the fucking coffee and say, yes, sir? Maybe if you're living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe if you really love your job, you'll eat that shit, you'll drink that piss. But one day you're gonna say, wait a second, I deserve better than drinking my boss's piss. At what point do you stand up for yourself, and at what point should you not be vilified for it? You know, if your grandmother every fucking morning wanted to go outside on her porch between the hours of 5 a.m. and 7, listen to the birds chirp, watch the fucking flowers rise up, watch the fucking morning sun come up. Your grandmother, you love her, she's 98 years old, but she likes to go on her little rocking chair, right? But every fucking morning, her nasty neighbor, right? Fucking bullshit Baxter comes out, right? Bullshit Baxter's granny, he's fucking looking over to your grandmother. And he's saying, oh, there's the fucking bitch again. There she is, watching me go to work. What a weirdo. You know what? I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna smack her right upside her fucking head. And bullshit Baxter goes over there and he looks at your fucking grandmother and she says, hello, Baxter. And he says, shut up, bitch. Boom! Smacks your grandmother upside her fucking head. Gave her a fucking black eye. Your grandmother just got smacked upside her fucking head. So the next day comes around now. It's Tuesday morning. Here goes Granny, right? Grandma Jenkins is out there, man. Grandma Jenkins, she brushes off her chair. She's got a black eye because bullshit Baxter smacked her upside her head. But she's going to dust off her chair. She's right back there, man, because she really wants to listen to the birds chirp. She wants to see the morning sun rise up. And all of a sudden, here comes bullshit Baxter. And he's even more pissed off on this Tuesday morning. And he looks over. There's Grandma Jenkins again, that old hag. Oh, I'm gonna knock her upside her other eye. So bullshit Baxter goes up, looks right at your Grandma Jenkins. Grandma Jenkins is looking up at him. Hello, I don't want any trouble today, Sonny. Well, you're gonna get trouble for being on your porch. Boom! To the other eye. Grandma Jenkins now has 2 black eyes, and all she wanted to do at 98 years old is just sit on her porch and watch the sun come up. But her neighbor is such a fucking prick, and he keeps fucking smacking her upside her head. So now it's Wednesday morning, here comes Grandma Jenkins. She's back for more. She's not gonna hold off. She's gonna brush off that rocking chair. She wants to hear the morning birds chirp. She wants to see the morning sun rise. She sits down. Here comes bullshit Baxter, and he's even more angry on this Wednesday morning. And he's coming over with that stone cold walk. What? I'm gonna whoop this bitch's ass, what? And he's coming over. And now he's got a closed fist. He's gonna smack Grandma Jenkins right upside her dome piece, but this time he's aiming to knock her out. And when he gets up on that fucking porch, Grandma Jenkins stands up. Her left fist wrapped around with barbed wire. In her right hand, she has a barbed wire bat. Good old Lucille is in Grandma Jenkins's right hand. You want a piece of me, bitch boy, she says. He says, oh, motherfucker, you're gonna get it today, Granny Jenkins. And he goes to fucking nail her, boom, with Lucille. Lucille snap mirrors him right in his fucking shoulder. He trickles back 3 feet, goes over the porch, lands head first down to the pavement below, snaps his neck. He's in the ICU. He's in a coma for months. He's on life support. You gonna vilify Grandma Jenkins for fucking that dude up? He had it coming, long overdue. He should have got it on Monday. She let him have the first few rounds. But come Wednesday, Granny Jenkins wasn't playing around. And the bat didn't do him in. No, he stumbled backwards, the little coward piece of shit, went over the porch and landed head first. So Grandma Jenkins looked over, she peeked over and she said, "You better watch your footing next time, Sonny." But it's Grandma Jenkins' fault. She's supposed to go to jail for 30 years? Fuck that, bro. She stood up. She said enough of bullshit Baxter's bullshittery. Well, bullshit Baxter is Vince McMahon, and every time Naomi and Sasha show up to work, they're shitted on. They're smacked upside their dome piece, figuratively. Until one day, Sasha and Naomi stepped up with Lucille and said, "Not today, bitch!" At what point do you stand up for yourself? Or is it just something that we like to do? We like to say when the men do it, that's awesome. But when the women do it, nah, know your role is what everybody says. They were brats. They went into the business for themselves. They're unprofessional. Everybody's taking Vince McMahon's side now. Nah, ain't gonna happen. Not on my fucking watch. And not on Optimus Prime's watch. Autobots, destroy Vince. Not gonna happen, man. You sit over there, Optimus. I'll be back for you. As long as I have this channel, this will be a pro Sasha Banks channel. A pro Naomi channel. And I thank you guys, man. Over 20,000 of you that caught that last video. The last time I was able to talk to you guys was a week ago, and then I had a lot of business to take care of. But I saw that over 20,000 of you showed up strong for that vid. I saw that near 1.5 thousand of you smashed that up. I saw the response. We stood up for Sasha and Naomi when everybody else was trying to shit on them. Fuck that and fuck them. Because on this channel, this is your one-stop source for all things Sasha Banks and Naomi. It has been for the 5 years I've had this channel, and it will forever be. This is where you come to for Sasha Banks and Naomi. Because you ain't gonna get it this fucking real anywhere else. I assure you, it doesn't matter if some schmuck in the community wants to make 10 videos thinking they're the journalist and they know everything. BC's gonna break it down with logic and common sense. Sasha Banks and Naomi were screwed from day one because from day one, Vince looked at them and saw nothing in them. And that's where the true crime begins. I'm just glad that Grandma Jenkins, Sasha Banks and Naomi finally stood up for themselves. Long overdue. And if they ever come back, I would never come back unless it is in fucking writing that I now go, like Cameron Grimes says, to the moon! Because there's too much fucking talent. And I know there's so many of you out there that are just like BC. We are tired of seeing the same lackluster shits being pushed. Whether it's the Evanses, the Flairs, it's the same fucking repetitive bullshittery, and it never connects with the audience. We don't give a fuck about Charlotte. She has a fan base, like every wrestler has, and that's where it ends. There's a disconnect. They've tried everything. They have tried to turn her face and heel 76 times. They have attached Asuka at the hip with her. Asuka was a singles champion. They put Charlie with her just so she can get a rub and people will cheer. You know what happened? Nobody gave a fuck. There's no connection with the fans in Charlie Flair. None. So stop it. The old bastard in Sanford has nothing to lose if he puts the machine behind Naomi and Sasha Banks. But instead, he refuses. He remains stubborn, he remains egotistical, and he remains steadfast that as long as he sees the light of day, Sasha and Naomi will not see the light of WWE. Not in any respectable way. And that's a damn shame. You don't always have to agree with BC. You may love the channel and disagree with me 95% of the time, but you know every word that I just spit for over 40 minutes of this cold open has been utter truth to an alarming and concerning degree and level. Anyway, they're suspended. Naomi, I haven't talked to you guys in a week, and here we are. And the first thing that I have to talk to you guys about is they're top fucking talent that you could not fuck up unless you were trying to sabotage them. Sasha Banks and Naomi were forced out because they were lied to, manipulated, and reckless and neglect forced them out of that company to the point where they felt they had no other choice, no one else to turn to because nobody was listening. Vince, Johnny, none of them, that they had to leave. That is being forced. That's not just walking out because they wanted to go out and skip to the nearest ice cream shop so they can get some fucking chocolate dippers. Some fucking vanilla with some fudge on top. Maybe some sprinkles with a little fucking cherry. Oops, we missed Raw. No. This wasn't a walk in the park for them. Sasha didn't wake up last Monday and call up Naomi and go, "Hey, Naomi, what are you doing? You wanna walk on a Raw today? It'll be funny. Let's see how much stroke we have." And Naomi's just like, "Okay, let me put some pants on." Oh, bro, this has been snowballing over time, and that snowball kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it became a boulder. And eventually, if boulders keep getting bigger, they're gonna roll over somebody. So rather than cause a bigger scene in those walls, they decided it was time for them to step out. They didn't want to, bro. This is Sasha Banks' life. Naomi is the easiest person to work with. They've been discussing this for a while. Nobody was listening. They were lied to about the tag division, and they said, enough! If we don't stand up for them ourselves, who the fuck else is going to? Nobody. Nobody. So they did it. But could you imagine if Vince ever put the machine behind Sasha and Naomi like he did for Lacey Evans and is still doing for Lacey Evans and the Lanas and the Charlotte Flairs? Could you imagine if Sasha Banks and Naomi got that type of love from Vince McMahon from the beginning? Could you imagine if Naomi just had fucking 5, 6, 7 week segments where she's in front of the camera telling herself? Hopefully it wouldn't be a fucking sob story like Lacey is doing, but just that camera time is vital. The effort that they are going through for this forced Lacey Evans. Naomi has never had something like that, bro. But they're the ones being vilified. Michael Cole came out Friday night, and I didn't make a SmackDown review this week. I had a lot of business to take care of. I haven't talked to you guys in a full week. Michael Cole had the fucking balls to just do his job. He was doing what Vince told him to say. Trust me, this is all Vince McMahon. And he says, they let everyone down. They disappointed millions of WWE fans. Their selfishness has gotten them suspended. I mean, the words that they were using to vilify Sasha and Naomi, this is meant to hurt them the rest of their careers. This is savage recklessness from Vince McMahon. You don't treat people like that, bro. People have walked out of that company before because they've had enough of his bullshit. You did not see them go to these lengths to embarrass and vilify. But Naomi and Sasha get that type of fucking treatment from the company, from the boss. Nobody else has ever gotten that type of treatment. The statement alone last week was embarrassingly unacceptable. But what Michael Cole did Friday, I lost what remaining respect I had for that company and for that fucking old bastard in Stanford. I lost it. Can they ever get it back? I highly doubt it. But I won't be going away. I'll still be here fucking ripping these shows apart because they absolutely suck. Like Monday Night Raw last night. Fucking sucked. Literally, the entire fucking show sucked. From top to bottom. And if you don't mind, I'd love to go over it really quick with you. I'd love to. Because you may be thinking, oh, BC, that's just your opinion. You just didn't like it, BC. I loved Raw last night. Well, let's go over it and factually speak about it. How about we do that? Let's see who's telling the truth about Raw last night. Let's put our opinions aside and let's call it like it is. Ow! That's right, we're gonna talk Monday Night Raw. Once I find it. From the jump, show starts with a 4-minute video package. A 4-minute video package on Matt Riddle and Randy Orton losing their tag titles to the Usos. Thank fucking goodness. A parade was thrown last night. A parade. No more tag titles for RK Bro. Let this be the beginning of the end for them. Let Randy Orton become that fucking viper that I miss so desperately because the company needs a fucking diabolical heel like Randy Orton. We're not getting it in Roman Reigns anymore. This guy's touring around the world giving fucking hoorah speeches at the end of the show. He's playing a heel in the match, and then when the match is over, he gets on the mic and he tells everyone, thanks for coming out. I respect and love all of you guys. Thanks for supporting. Oh, thank you so much. You were just a heel. We were booing you. And now we're cheering you because you turned into a face. Wrestling is on life support and even fucking dead. Not just because fans and their fickleness. It's because of the wrestlers themselves that don't even give a fuck about any semblance of remaining kayfabe that is available. Kayfabe is all but dead. You know what the wrestlers do today? They fucking piss on it. MJF, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, Sasha Banks, those are some of the few that try to hold on to kayfabe, to try to hold on to the believability in pro wrestling. Everybody else pisses right on it, takes a shit on it. Roman Reigns, the biggest fucking heel in the company, and then after his match, he gets on the mic and he plays the biggest face. Drive home carefully, everyone. Could you imagine back in the day, fucking the Four Horsemen, after they just fucked somebody up, they just fucking killed Sting. Sting is a bloody mess. He's being stretchered off. And then the show goes off the air, and then Ric Flair gets on the mic. Thanks for coming out, everyone. We love you. Don't worry about Sting. That was all just a storyline. He's wiping the blood off his face. He's not going to the hospital. Don't worry. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much. Much love, everybody. That's what you're doing now, bro. That's what you're doing with Roman. I don't see the big deal, right? Today's wrestling fan, I don't see the big deal, man. There were tough times the last couple years. He's just saying thank you to everybody. BC, it's not a big deal, man. Everyone knows wrestling is fake. No, that's not how this works, bro. We watch wrestling. We want to enter the realm of disbelief, the realm of believability, right? We understand it's pre-planned and scripted and rehearsed. We don't want to think of that shit during the 3-hour show. Can the wrestlers just act like what they're doing is Legit? Can you just sell until we go home? We need people like Randy Orton. We need Randy Orton to just be the motherfucker. Just be that asshole. You don't always have to send everybody home happy. Everyone doesn't have to have a smile on their face when the show is over. You can go home and you could be in fucking tears because Randy Orton just insulted your ass. Show is over, now get the fuck out. That's what I want my heel to say. That's what I'd be paying money for. Tell me to get the fuck out as a fan. All of you. All of you. The show is done. What the fuck are you still here for? Do you think your hero's gonna jump back to his feet and take me out? He's done. We fucked him up. Go home in tears, bitches. That's what we need more of. More MJF type of individuals. I loved Roman Reigns' heel work the past year plus 2 years. I said for years he needs to turn heel because that's where Joe Anoa'i is going to work best. And I was right. But this company no longer cares about continuity, consistency, and believability. And when you lose those three things, kayfabe is done, never to return. So I'm glad they lost the fucking titles on Friday night. So here comes a 4-minute video package. 4 fucking minutes. That's going to excite us for the next 3 hours of Riddle losing his tag title. You know the product is in the toilet bowl when your biggest storyline is a dude with painted fingernails that rides a scooter to the ring. I understand gone are the days of the Attitude Era. That's fine. Times have changed. Most of that shit wouldn't even be allowed or accepted today. I get it. But our biggest fucking storyline, kicking us off to grab our excitement, is Fingernails McGee and his little fucking riding scooter. And I don't even understand the significance behind painting his nails. Is that if there's younger fans out there watching BC right now, maybe there's younger people that understand. Is this what happens in schools? Is this what younger people are doing? Are the men painting their fingernails these days? Is that cool? Is it to show solidarity with individuals or groups? I don't know. That's BC's ignorance. I don't know why grown adults, men, are painting their fingernails. But I'm a different type of alpha. That shit don't run. It looks fucking funny. It looks a little quirky. What's the thing? Is this just something that he likes to do because he gets so high? He paints it. He's like, Randy, hey Randy, I did lime green today. Hey Randy, can you do my right hand? All right, so nobody knows. All right, so it is just a weird thing then that he just decided to do because he's different. It's 2022. Embrace your individuality. Is that a good message? Is that what we're teaching? Embrace your individuality. Paint your fingernails. There are no more lines. Women, hey, it doesn't fucking matter. We're all just one. Fuck your penis and your vagina. You're just one. So this fucking dude comes out in his fucking little fingernails painted and he's scootering. Hey guys. Like he's in a fucking parade of fucking nerd nuts. And he gets in the ring and he cuts a 4-minute promo by himself. And before that, we hit the fucking 4-minute package, by the way. So we hit the 4-minute package. And when we go to the arena inside, no pyro, no nothing. Jimmy Smith. It's like Jimmy Smith just woke up from a nap. I kid you not. It's like Jimmy Smith just woke up from a nap. And he's like, welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw. Tonight we're going to find out if Riddle can get some revenge on the Usos. We're going to have a 6-man tag match. And it's all coming up tonight. Thanks everyone. What? Hey Jimmy, you want to wake up? You want some fucking caffeine? Do you want to borrow my Optimus Prime mug? This will fucking carry 4 coffees in one, buddy. But you need to wake up. You need Miss Jenkins to smack you with Lucille. This guy just woke up from a nap to say, welcome everyone to Raw. It's gonna be a banger of a show tonight. No, I can't even make fun of it because that's too much excitement. He didn't even come to that level. So Jimmy Smith, no pyro, no not. Do you guys remember the Attitude Era when it wasn't just pyro, it was fucking explosions? You were in what they literally called the Raw War Zone. Boom, 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 boom. It was fucking the after effects where the crowd had to be like this. The pyro was so intense. And then when the pyro went off, the explosions, the fucking music. Remember the old Raw music? The fucking camera, everybody had signs, everybody was wild. Do you guys remember the energy at the start of a show before anybody even came down the fucking curtain? Nowadays, welcome everyone to Monday Night Raw. Here comes Matt Riddle. Here he is. Hey guys, I did lime green today. Scootering down, right? Hi guys, lime green. Gone are the days of fun, excitement. Fuck, bro. Again, I understand the Attitude Era is gone, but can we not have life at the beginning of the show? Life. Energy. Hit the pulse. So Riddle comes to the ring. He cuts a 4-minute promo by himself about losing the titles. He was fucking good. It was actually a good 4-minute promo. That's the Riddle I used to like, not playing the toddler with daddy issues, because I've said this a million times. I know I sound like a broken record, but guys, that's the character he's been playing in RK Bro, a toddler with daddy issues. He did this months ago when he went to the middle of the ring and he told the story about his dad. And his dad said he's going to get milk and he never came home. He left. So now he doesn't, remember he said he thought Randy was going to leave him. So now every week it's, hey Randy, and he's trying to impress his dad. His stepdad, Randy Orton. That's weird. That's cringeworthy. He's a grown man, sort of. The fingernails are kind of fucking weirding me out, making me think maybe it's a Benjamin Button type of situation. I don't know. But the toddler with daddy issues gimmick, I can't stand it. There's no way that I can cheer for this type of a gimmick. But last night, there was vindication in his voice. It was like an amplification a little bit. He had direction. This is why I say, everybody that thinks, oh, RK Bro is working so beautifully. Basically, RK Bro is amazing. People are cheering. No, some people are going and they're giggling and they're giving the golf clap. But people like BC know that this is more detrimental than anything. We could get a much better version of Randy Orton for sure. We know that for a fact. And we can get a better version of Matt Riddle. RK Bro has more than ran its course. They're facing the same teams every week. Alpha Academy, Street Profits. Street Profits, Alpha Academy. Don't even get me started on the Street Profits, by the way. Wait till you hear how Vince used them last night. In fact, we're about to get right into that. We're about to get right into that in about a minute. Just like the women, there's no tag division, so what the fuck is Orton and Riddle doing? They're showing up every week, so the fucking geeks that do buy the fucking ticket to giggle and clap at everything, they're getting turned on. Hardcore wrestling fans are like, what the fuck is this leading to? Hey, Randy! But wait till we talk about the fucking, who the fuck are they? The Street Profit. Wait till you hear how Vince is booking them. But this was a good promo by Matt Riddle, actually. I loved him by himself, and he just seemed like it was just him. Him being more focused, too. Now, he then ends it by telling the crowd to do an RK Bro chant. Bro, how pathetic and cringeworthy was that? It's the same thing like Lacey Evans coming down last week and telling everyone to stand up and cheer because she's a military person. You have to tell the people what to cheer for now? To cheer for you? Matt Riddle goes, can you all pump up my spirits and Randy's spirits? Let's do a big RK Bro chant. And everybody has to fucking do an RK. Come on, dude. And if you listen closely as they went over to commercial, they even had the piped in RK Bro chant. So they piped in crowd noise. Which I know Vince has been doing that for so long anyway. But how pathetic that Riddle couldn't even get everybody to do it. So then we come back from fucking commercial. We go to Riddle and the Street Profits versus Sami Zayn and the Usos. After all of that non-excitement, they did everything to make you turn the channel to something else. After all of that, we get Riddle and the Street Profits versus Zayn and the Usos. What the fuck? There is so much. There is too much wrong with all of this. First and foremost, Sami Zayn is SmackDown talent. What the fuck is he doing on Raw? Can we all agree that the brand split is done? BC, he's part of the bloodline. No, he's not. He's an affiliate. So where's the line? Where's the line now? You don't even have to be a part of it. Now you're just an affiliate. Soon it'll just be, if you're in the same locker room with them, which will be everybody. Everybody on SmackDown can now go over because they share the locker rooms with, or at least the hallways with the bloodline. So now even Sami Zayn, there's no line. So if you're not going to honor the brand split, you're just going to have to end the brand split. Let's be honest. So Sami Zayn, SmackDown talent's over there, and the Street Profits. The Street Profits. Oh, this is a fucking golden one. They have been transitioning into bad guys for weeks now. Weeks. And here they are just facing the Usos. Why? No titles on the line. 6-man schmoz for no reason. But the Profits are faces now? The Street Profits are faces. There's no continuity and there's no consistency in this fucking company. That is my point. There's no consistency or continuity. Every week, the Street Profits are something different. Wherever Vince needs to place them booking-wise, which also takes the least amount of creativity anyway, so I can't even say he's doing this booking for booking reasons, but wherever Vince wants to place them, it doesn't even matter. Gone are the days where they would say, Vince, are you sure you want to do that? They're bad guys, or they're good guys. No, Vince doesn't even care anymore. And nobody gives a fuck to even tell Vince anymore. Nobody. So the Profits show up, and they were good guys last night. I'm telling you, when and if these next big round of budget cuts happen, because I'm still hearing they're happening, they just have a clusterfuck of pay-per-views back-to-back, I'm still hearing a lot of people are going to get canned. I'm sorry, not sorry to break that news to you. Sorry for them, not sorry that I have to tell you the honesty. I'm still hearing there's a big round of budget cuts coming. And if you think the Street Profits ain't on that fucking line, the way they fucking have been booked, or lack of booking, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. This screams Vince is done with them. Just like Gable and Otis. Wait till you see. Wait till you hear what Vince did to Gable last night. Wait till BC gets you to there. I think that's hour number 2 or 3. I think it's hour number 3. Wait till you hear this shit. And then we go to the match itself. Riddle just role plays Randy Orton, hits Zayn with a DDT, and then RKO's who was it? Zayn hits Zayn with a DDT, and then RKO's Zayn for the pin. He just role plays Randy Orton. That's the finish. Nearly 45 minutes done in the show. In fact, let me just tell you the whole first hour, because we ended it with, and I'm not even joking, when I say we ended hour number 1 with a back and forth between Bobby Lashley and Omos MVP. As if a match at WrestleMania wasn't enough between Bobby and Omos. They did it again at Backlash a few weeks later. As if WrestleMania and Backlash wasn't enough between Bobby and Omos, they did it last week in a steel cage match. As if WrestleMania, Backlash, and the cage match last week on Raw wasn't enough, they're gonna do it again at Hell in a Cell. How many fucking times do you need to see Bobby Lashley versus Omos as if you didn't see everything the first time? The second time we had to suffer through it. The third time we didn't even know where the fuck we were. We were in a comatose state. And the fourth time we'll all be putting our dome pieces to a brick wall. This isn't like Cody versus Rollins. We're going to get that for the third time at Hell in a Cell. And mind you, that's just the third and final time. This is the fourth time with talent like Omos versus Lashley. So we just had a back and forth with them. And now we're getting in again at Hell in a Cell. That was our number one. I'm not even fucking, I'm not even bullshitting you here. I just said our number. How are you excited? How am I the bad guy in the podcasting world or on YouTube? Oh, I always speak so negatively. I'm never happy. If I don't like it, just don't watch it. I love my Packers. When they suck, I'm going to vocally speak out, yell, and make change. Or at least attempt to with my fellow Packer fans. My New York Yankees, when they suck, you're going to hear about it. I'm not just going to stop watching my teams. I grew up and I love professional wrestling and WWE, a huge part of that. I'm not just going to stop watching. I'm going to critique it, be vocal in my displeasure, and hope that it changes. Our number one was nothing but Matt Riddle in a 4-minute promo, a 6-man schmoz with no meaning whatsoever, with dudes as faces like Street Profits that shouldn't have even been faces. The match shouldn't even be happening. And then we went into a bickering between Omos and Lashley. 4 matches in 2 months we're about to see Lashley and Omos. That was our number one. But I complain. I'm the one who's in the wrong here. I guess I should just try to enjoy this much more. I just went through our number one. What the fuck was there to enjoy? What the fuck was there to enjoy? Think about our number one. It'll make you contemplate what we're doing with our fucking lives. And then our number two, you say, oh, I gotta get better, right? Can't get any worse than our number one. Not so fast. Judgment Day starts our number two. Damien Priest continues to develop this heel persona, which is a pretty big role for Damien, so I'm proud of him and I'm glad he gets this chance. Edge, yet again, as always, crushes another promo out of the park, but that's just what Edge does. He talks about people being content to go to work in their little cubicle, like sheep that they are, while they watch their bosses get all the money and all the respect, but they're too lazy to do anything about it. I loved Edge's promo, but I always do. And then we get a weird mixed tag match. Damien Priest and Rhea Ripley versus AJ Styles and Liv Morgan. So we've been seeing Liv Morgan kind of working with Styles and Balor a little bit more. I'm kind of okay with that. But you look at the finish of this match. While it was a good match, no question. Do I wish I cared more? Absolutely. Did I? No. But you look at the finish. Rhea defeats Morgan. Simplistically. What the fuck did that do for Liv Morgan, man? I understand Rhea cannot be losing matches. She just turned heel. She just started this faction with Edge and Damien. But that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice Liv Morgan with another fucking loss when Liv Morgan was starting to find herself. Liv Morgan was starting to show casual fans that she's more than just a pretty face or mid-card talent. Liv Morgan has been showing for months that if you give her just a little bit of that rocket, just the tip of it, she'll take you the rest of the way. Liv Morgan has been fucking with a lot of momentum. So Rhea Ripley just simplistically beating her. I don't fucking get that. Post-match, Judgment Day punishes Morgan and Styles some more. What does this do? I guess we're still setting up for Balor to return and we're going to get that 6-man schmaz. Liv Morgan, Styles, and Balor versus Judgment Day. I guess that's what we're doing. This is no way to pump up. This is no way to pump up Judgment Day. This is exactly why, somebody said it in the chat, it's going by fast for me and I'm on a delay, but this is why jobbers are needed. This is exactly why you have jobbers, because they can do the job. They can get their asses destroyed within 2 fucking minutes, and Judgment Day will look like $1 million, and none of your other top talent has to be sacrificed. But what's even worse is that this is going to be a pay-per-view match. This is the actual feud. Styles and Balor versus Judgment Day. You throw in Liv Morgan and Rhea. So the storyline in this feud is they're just going to face each other every show, every week. Sound familiar? That's every storyline in WWE. That is every feud. So by the time you get to the pay-per-view, we've already seen all of these people in the ring together 100 fucking times. This is what I mean about this company never gets creative anymore. They rest on the most lackadaisical laziness imaginable. Every story is the same. Just go out there and face each other. Have tag team matches, 6-man tags, 8-man tags. Go out there and actually face each other a couple of times. If it's for a title, have some non-title matches, and then we get to the pay-per-view, we'll do it again. This is why nobody is invested in story. AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Finn Balor is amazing. Edge is fucking incredible. Damien Priest has so much potential. Morgan has all the momentum in the world. But yet, nobody's intrigued by this. Nobody's excited for any of this, and you know it. When they all came out or they're having their match, you weren't at the edge of your seat, or you weren't contemplating what's possibly coming next. This is so much fun. No, those days are done because Vince doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to get it over with. Go out there. Let's let everyone see in there together, and then we'll just keep doing this week after week until we get to a pay-per-view, and we'll put you all in there again. And then Veer Mahal is then interviewed middle of the ring by Jerry Lawler in the King's Court. Jerry tells some jokes. Mahal gets upset. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, they hit the ring. Wow, the excitement is off the charts. I stand corrected, guys. This show is amazing because this segment, Veer Mahal got upset at Jerry Lawler, and the Mysterios came out to say, don't you touch him. Well, fuck, I couldn't go to sleep last night. I was so riveted in excitement. But there's people that'll try to defend this. What do you mean it wasn't a good show? Did you see Jerry Lawler upset Veer Mahal? The Mysterios chased him away, BC. You try getting that creative in the creative meetings, BC. Do you realize what happened, BC? They all sat down the creative boardroom meeting table earlier in the day. All these minds, these creative geniuses, and they were dealt with a task. What do we come up with? And these creative geniuses said, what if Jerry Lawler tells some jokes and Mahal gets pissed? And then the Mysterios chase him away. What? Albert Einstein hit the bricks. There's a new genius in here. And he's creative writer 614. Creative writer 614, please stand up. You know what? Let's just end hour. This is hour number 2. I'm about to end hour. I'm not even making this up. Hour number 2 then ends with Alexa Bliss defeating Doudrop. That's it. I have nothing else in the notes. There was nothing to talk about. Alexa Bliss comes out with her little fucking stupid doll, and she beats Doudrop in a couple of minutes. That was it. Hour number 2, just like hour number 1. Think about hour number 2. Judgment Day says some words. We get a weird mixed tag match. Jerry Lawler upsets Veer Mahal and gets chased away by Mysterios. And then Alexa Bliss has a nonsensical match against Doudrop that does nothing for anybody. That was hour number 2. I couldn't make it up if I wanted to. I'm not leaving anything out. There was a couple of fucking backstage shittery segments. Stupid shit that gets nowhere. That was it. And they have officially botched Alexa Bliss's return twice. Twice in 4 fucking months. Do you realize that? Twice in 4 fucking months. Elimination Chamber, she was brought back and all those weird. Do you remember those weird fucking therapy sessions? And then she leaves again. She postpones her wedding till after Mania because she thought she was going to be used at Mania. And then she found out Vince said, we're not going to use you. We have nothing for you. So she waited on her wedding. And she still wasn't used at Mania. So then they finally bring her back a few weeks ago with still nothing. No storyline, no nothing. And people go, patience, Beasley. She just came back. Wouldn't you come back to something? Wouldn't you have a fucking plan? Wouldn't you have her come back in an impactful way with a meaning and substance? She's in these weird fucking matches that is doing nothing for anybody. Nobody. If I didn't bring it up right now, everybody has probably already forgotten about Bliss defeating Doudrop last night. So it does nothing for Alexa. For Doudrop, she's done, right? As if she wasn't already. She's fucking done. And that was hour 2. Right, for people that say, like, I'm just a negative podcaster, I'm one of those that has a shtick and I just rip shows apart. I give you facts, though. I just don't rip it apart because that's my shtick and I'm gonna make some money off of doing this. I don't give a fuck. I just took a whole fucking week off because I have other business. This isn't my job, brother. I don't just do this because I need a coffee. I do plenty of other shit, man. A whole week. It's been a week with one of the biggest topics in the wrestling world, Sasha and Naomi being forced out, not just walking out. And I had to leave for a fucking week. I have to come back and still talk about it because Vince McMahon is running their names into the fucking ground through the mud. Embarrassing and vilifying Sasha and Naomi. So I have to. I'm forced to talk about this again. But this is my passion. This is my hobby. Getting together with my unit. Having fun. I want to talk about all the great shit. I love talking positive. Go back to WrestleMania Night 1. You guys catch that review live? I did a live reaction the entire 4 hours of Night 1. Fucking loved it. That's BC being positive. But if you're gonna give me a show like this, what am I supposed to say? This show is abysmal trash. As sad as it is it for me to say, I can speak, it's better at this point if we just take it behind the shed and end it. It's almost better if this show gets taken off the air because it is sad to see what happened to Monday Night Raw. If I can bring it down to a 2, I know I've been at a 10 this whole hour plus. I've been amplified to the core. Let me bring it down, right? Let me lower the voice a little bit and let my words sultrate just a little bit. It is pathetically unacceptable what has happened to Monday Night Raw. It is so sad that it should seriously be taken off the air. And that would suck, because since I was a little fucking BC, that's all I've ever known on Monday nights. No matter how busy I am, and I'm damn busy 24/7, I always made sure that I was watching on the big screen live on Monday nights. Out of habit and hope. Habit, because it's what I've done since I was a young BC, and hope, hoping that the product finally gets better one night. Habit and hope has kept me tuned in on Monday nights. But that can only take you so long, man. This show, I just went over the first 2 hours, and it is tragically unacceptable. I mean, this is as bad as it could possibly get, you would think. But Vince McMahon finds ways to keep making it worse. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. So that's hour number 2. Hour number 3. Cody and The Miz. Wait till you hear what they did of fucking Chad Gable, Lashley, and MVP. In the main event, Becky Lynch and Asuka. Oh, fuck, man. Let me get a swig of coffee and we'll go over hour number 3. Can hour number 3 save this fucking shit show? What do you think, Optimus? Hell no. Autobots, roll out. Fucking Autobots don't even want any of this fucking shittery. And they're Autobots. Cody versus The Miz starts hour number 3. The match ends with Rollins attacking Cody. Cody wins via a DQ. Seems to BC like this is the opposite of creative. Sounds to BC like this is laziness. entering into a third month into this feud between Cody and Rollins, and that's what we all get to elevate or even try to garner any type of excitement? It's ass backwards! You know damn well this ass backwards. We are now going into the third month of this feud. We've already seen two classics, for sure, between Rollins and Cody. Two matches of the year candidates. But the fact remains, we're about to enter our third month. By the time Hell in a Cell comes around, we will have entered our third month of the feud. And this is how they're elevating any excitement or intrigue? They're just having Rollins come out and cause a DQ? In a Miz match? But I'm complaining too much, right? This podcast is dedicated to critiquing these fucking shows, but I'm the one who's complaining and bitching and moaning and ranting just because I don't sugarcoat shit on this channel? On this fucking channel, we talk about the truth and the facts. Fuck our opinions. I'll even take my own opinion and flush it down the toilet. But we all have to get together on this channel and talk about the facts. You need to elevate Rollins and Cody. That was lackluster laziness. That has nothing to do with creativity, and you damn well know it. It's ass backwards, bro. And by the way, I just noticed this. I forgot to even mention this in the first hour, 20 minutes. To the over 400 of you that smashed that up, I appreciate that. That's going to help the algorithm. When this live stream is over, we go up on the channel, the algorithm's going to kick in. Thousands of people will end up clicking on this motherfucker. And you guys are making that possible, man. You guys just show them that we whooped ass on this live stream. So as we head toward 500 on the ups, I want to thank you guys in advance. Thank you guys. Now going over to Ezekiel. He defeats Chad Gable via a fruity roll-up. Chad Gable just lost to the same guy last week. I want you guys to think about that. Just last week, a talent so talented like Chad Gable, he lost to the same fucking guy last week. What is the purpose for this? Why do the exact same fucking thing? And even on top of that, you give them a fruity roll-up? You pile on all the fruit that you got during the day at the local market? You piled on top of Gable all of your fucking rotten fruit? Your rotten limes, your rotten oranges, your little pears, your apples? Maybe a fucking pineapple? Why twice in a row would be what BC would ask. What's the point? Are you going to try to tell me it's to help Ezekiel? Then just put him in a jobber match. That way no other superstar gets ruined. Because you cannot. You can't possibly, because it's unacceptable. You can never try to raise somebody up by tearing another down. It's never going to work. So you can pile all this fruit on top of Chad Gable. All you're doing is destroying your own talent. It's sabotage internally. It doesn't build a storyline. This is not building a fucking storyline. Do you realize that? What's the storyline with Gable and Ezekiel? No. Kevin Owens and Ezekiel have something going, and Kevin Owens is hilarious in his quest to decipher Elias and Ezekiel, but to sacrifice Gable in all of this just seems horrible to BC. And it should to you too, because Gable doesn't deserve that shit. Chad Gable has won one match in his last 21. Do you guys fucking realize that? Chad Gable, I'll say this again, has won one match in his last 21 since March 7th. Not May 7th. March 7th. March 7th. Gable has won one match, and that was a 6-man tag on May 2nd. 6-man tag, May 2nd. Somebody set up in the chat, again, it's moving too fast. I see all the fucking fruit, man. Everybody's throwing their fruit. Everybody's throwing their fruit into the ring on top of Chad Gable. Why not? Vince already had his fucking roster do it. Somebody in the chat actually said, Shorty G was booked better than this. No lies detected. Shorty G was booked better than this fucking Chad Gable. But we're not supposed to complain. Shush! Thank you! Since March 7th, Gable has won one match, and that was a 6-man tag on May 2nd. And that's reasonable for motherfuckers? That's acceptable? Chad fucking Gable deserves one fucking win since March 7th, bro? Again, I'm not gonna harp on it anymore, but I really hope that my words are resonating with my entire audience right now. That's unacceptable, and that's how people get ruined. Characters, individuals. Because over time, our subconscious believes now that they're losers. No matter what they do, we're gonna remember all of these losses. We're gonna remember they're losers. That's why I say booking matters, guys. It's about our subconscious. This isn't even 50-50 booking. This is literally 90-10, maybe 95-5 booking. The guy loses every week. Oh, but he was putting a tag team with Otis, and they were told they were going to do great things in a tag division. Yeah, here we are months later. The division is still non-existent. And they're still flat on their backs looking up at the lights. That's the fucking truth. Bobby Lashley then defeats MVP. Lashley gets counted out after turning his focus onto Omos. And that's it. That's the build. That's the story. Again, I reiterate, no creativity, sheer laziness. MVP wins via countout because Lashley was going to blows with Omos on the outside. Let's bring it down. Let's be honest here. I'm glad, I'm hoping I'm entertaining you guys, but I really hope that you are understanding that everything I'm saying, I mean wholeheartedly, right? You're getting BC with the notch turned up to 10, no doubt. You're getting me amplified. But it's not like, when we're done with the stream, it's not like I'm so pissed off over pro wrestling that I'm going to go into Starbucks and start body slamming baristas because they didn't put vanilla into my vanilla latte. No, I'm not angry after the live streams. We amplify this because we're all together talking about this, our hobby, our love, our passion. So, I don't want you guys to think that I'm just over-embellishing or just being too dramatic. We're having fun, hopefully I'm entertaining. But everything that I'm telling you guys is a fact. It's how I truly feel. And it's all the problems with this company. None of this is just for show. Everything I am saying to you, all the yelling that I've done for an hour and a half, all the yelling that I ever do and that I ever will do, I mean every word that I am saying. There's zero creativity and it's just sheer laziness. Nobody needed to see Omos. Most of us didn't want to see Omos and Lashley from the fucking jump. There was nothing to see with it, and the match was as bad as we thought it was going to be. They did it a second time. Thankfully, a lot more rehearsing. The second time was at least better than the first time. But why the fuck did we get Omos and Lashley a second time after WrestleMania at Backlash? Then we got it a third time in a steel cage last week on Raw, and now we're getting it a fourth time at Hell in a Cell. Now, if you have an awesome storyline going on, okay, I'll shut the fuck up. I'll jump on board. But if you have no storyline, you just had Lashley and Omos beating each other up outside the ring, and MVP collects a count-out victory. I'm asking you, how are you excited about that? I mean, when that was done, did you honestly go on your little tweeter with 140 characters and go, wow, what an awesome Raw this is? Veer Mahal got upset at Jerry Lawler for telling jokes, and Bobby Lashley lost via countout to MVP. Matt Riddle painted his fingernails a different color? I don't know why people are shitting on Raw these days. They're just haters. What the fuck are you possibly talking about? Pro wrestling, this show could be so good. They have 3 hours in prime time every Monday night. People want to watch TV on Monday night. It's their first day back at work or school. They just want to unwind. Forget the fucking day. People hate Mondays. 3 hours of Raw used to be fucking awesome. Now, most of us watch out of habit and hope. I don't know how much longer we can keep doing that. No storylines last night. None. No storylines last night. Can anybody tell me one storyline from last night in the chat? I'm on a delay. I can't see everybody. And at times it goes really fast for some reason. I don't know if it's my fucking screen or not, but it could be. I got fucking 3 screens here. We're totally live. Can you guys tell me one storyline from last night? Just one. I want one storyline that is semi-intriguing us. Not just you because you're a fan of somebody. Intriguing us. None. None. All of you are thinking about it and you're coming to the same realization. There's none. I'm trying to show you guys that this isn't just me doing a shtick. Gonna go live, gonna try to get some likes. I hope that I'm earning the likes. I hope that my words are resonating and people are going, this dude's a little fucking wild. Maybe I don't necessarily, I can't tell if I like the dude or not, but damn, he's spitting fire. None. Somebody said Ezekiel and Kevin Owens. Owens is at least funny. The problem that I have with that is that you just can't keep squashing actual other top stars, or should be, actual superstars like Chad Gable, because we're gonna be focused on that. Like, why is Chad Gable winning 1 match out of 21? 2 in a row to Ezekiel. Also, we could say, oh, what a feud for Ezekiel and Kevin Owens. You gotta get more creative than that. There's no story. Thank you. But otherwise, bonkers, I fucking agree, because Kevin Owens is at least funny. And I like Ezekiel. I like Elias. But is this intriguing us? 3 hours of television last night. 3 hours. Nothing. The main event was Becky Lynch and Asuka. They've been putting women in the main event. So WWE's doing this thing the last month where they're trying to show that their women's roster means something. And this is why Vince is even more upset with Sasha and Naomi, because he's pushing the people that he wants to. And you still had Sasha and Naomi say, what about us? Vince didn't like that. And Vince is like, you're going to do this at a time where we're trying to show that we're women friendly here? We want our women in the prime spots? Well, if you're not going to put 2 of your fucking best, then yeah, you're forcing them to walk out. But he's been putting them in main events. It's almost like he sees Tony Khan on the ropes with his women's division, so he's like, see, we do it better over here. Yeah, we treat our women correct. So then when Sasha and Naomi did that, it made Vince look like an idiot, so he had to turn around and embarrass them and vilify them and make Michael Cole say what he said on Friday night. I know what's going on here, bro. WWE thought that they could capitalize because AEW's women's division is so weak, so we're going to show everybody that we're the place to be, and then you had top talent like Sasha and Naomi say fuck you to them. So Vince got extra pissed off. But Becky Lynch and Asuka is in the main event. Once again, the females are in the main event. And if Becky wins, she gets added to the Hell in a Cell title match with Asuka and Bianca Belair, making it a triple threat schmoz. But I already told you guys. This was going to be a triple threat. What happened with Sasha and Naomi last week obviously altered that a little bit. They wanted people to forget about that, so they had Asuka win the match. And everybody's talking about Asuka's going to get the opportunity. But I told you Becky's going to be in that shit. You see Becky's outfit last night? She had the fucking Seinfeld shirt on. You guys remember Seinfeld? There was an episode where he had that fucking Pirates of the Caribbean shirt. So Becky Lynch was doing her best Jerry Seinfeld last night. I don't know if that's going to make Hell in a Cell, but Becky Lynch sure as hell gonna. This company isn't even trying to hide their stupidity, laziness, neglect, and recklessness. This company isn't even trying to hide it anymore. They're like, Becky, you get another shot. If you can beat the person who just beat you last week, and we could do some stupid 50-50 booking, then you're added to the match. They don't even try to get creative. A creative way to get Becky into the match. Nope. Just beat the same person that beat you to get into the match, and we'll call it a day. We don't have to overthink anything. The fickle, stupid sheep fans will clap and defend the stupid, shitty product, and we'll just move on. Everybody will forget in a couple days. If we feed people bullshit stew long enough, their taste buds will become adjusted to bullshit stew. And eventually, people will stop complaining. But there's people like BC out there in the world and in this community. We're not going to accept that bullshit stew. Our taste buds are wired differently. And I'll never accept it. You 50-50 booked Asuka? What the fuck does that do for her? And she's probably just going to eat the fucking pin. Mark my words, she'll probably be the one eating the pin come Hell in a Cell. The finish to this match was pathetic. Asuka beats a 10 count. She was about to get counted out. She jumps in the ring, and she just lays there flat on her back. Just lays there. Waiting for Becky to flip her over into a hold-you-down roll-up. You know, she just puts her legs underneath the arms, flips her over, puts the pressure. It's a roll-up. I don't care what the fuck. You can give it any fancy name you want. The move, the wrestling move that beat Asuka was no knockout. It wasn't a maneuver. It was a hold-you-down roll-up. More fruit being thrown into the ring. I hope you guys went to the market twice yesterday because there was a lot more fruitiness that Vince McMahon wanted to usher out there into the world. So all of us are at home throwing our fucking rotten fruit into the ring. Asuka looked like a fucking idiot. She didn't just lose, bro. She didn't just lose. No, she didn't just lose. She looked like a fucking idiot. Lays there, waiting to get flipped over. That's the best they have for somebody like Asuka. But again, I'm just complaining, and we all should just enjoy it. It's sports entertainment. It's a television show. And like Vince told us last week, basically, it's scripted. You didn't know it's fake, BC? I can't stand that word, first of all. It's predetermined, planned, rehearsed, scripted. But I don't need Vince McMahon to tell me that every show, every week. I don't need to watch somebody like fucking Asuka not just get 50-50 booked, but embarrassed to the point where she gets in the ring and Becky just takes fucking 30 seconds to set up this roll-up, flips her over, and Asuka's like, what on, guys? You know, like a turtle that just got flipped over on her shell. Guys, I can't get up. You're the queen of strong style. The whole character of Asuka is she's badass, next level. What do you mean you can't kick out of a roll-up? And seconds later, they put up the triple threat graphic for Hell in a Cell. Like, they were just ready to push the button. Don't take a moment to just try to act like you didn't know who was going to win. They pushed the graphic because they were running out of time. And then a few seconds later, we go off the air. With 50-50 booking, Asuka looking like an idiot, and no storylines we care about for Hell in a Cell. Nothing. Fuck out of here. I don't even give a fuck, bro. That's it. That's it. That was the fucking show. 3 hours. 3 hours and not one storyline that we can get behind? Don't you, as a fan, deserve better? Okay, BC's not happy. Oh, he's always yelling. But what about you? You seriously just clap at everything, or you just sit back and go, I don't know why BC gets so angry. It's pro wrestling. I just watch it. But if that's the case, you could be watching anything in the world that would be a million, a bazillion, a gazillion times better than this. This is the most treacherous show on television today. Guys, I'm going to stick around, man, and shoot the shit with you guys. I'm going to make another coffee. We'll go over some supers, give some shout outs to VIPs. So I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. For everybody that tuned in for that cold open, it's been a week since I've been able to address the Sasha Banks Naomi situation. I thank you guys for listening to BC, for coming here. There's a lot of people in the community that try to give their take. You guys know this has always been a pro Sasha and Naomi channel. So I thank you guys for waiting a whole week. I had a lot of business to take care of. And coming off the heels of the suspension and Vince having Michael Cole totally degrade Sasha and Naomi, embarrass them, and vilify them, which is so wrong, unacceptably wrong. I thank you guys for tuning into my cold open on Sasha and Naomi. I thank you guys for listening to my thoughts on Monday Night Raw and the notes that I took. And I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. The battery's running out, man. I'm gonna need a second. If anybody wants to hang, that's awesome. But I gotta make sure that the camera doesn't die. If at any time we go off the air, give it a few minutes, come back to the channel, and I will go live again and make sure that I get all my VIP supers. I will not go about my day until I give my shout out to all my VIPs. So give me a second. I'm gonna try to get some more life into the camera, and we're gonna make another fucking coffee. So hopefully you guys enjoy Optimus. Give me a second. We know we're fucking live. We know we're live. I don't need anybody telling me I'm live. We are live. Fuck's the cord. Come on, bitch. Hold on! What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Fucking kidding me? Son of a bitch! Alright, you guys want the good news? You guys want the good news or the bad news? Oh, hold on. I think I have epic news. Hold on. Wait, we might be alive! Hold on. I gotta put life into the fucking camera. Hold on. This might work, man. We might be here for a little bit more. Hold on. There might be no bad news. The only bad news is we're on a delay. Shit's being unplugged. Hold on. Yeah! You're out! Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you doing? Don't you fucking backtalk me. Let there be life! Yeah! That might have worked. Hold on, man. Hold on, guys. You know it, man. You know how we do. All right. All right, guys. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you hear me at all? I unplugged a lot of shit. All right. We're on reserve battery right now, man. All right? I don't know how the fuck that happened. I've only been yelling for an hour and 45 minutes. I've gone 3 hours before. So, my bad, man. If you guys at any point can't hear me or I get too staticky, let me know. But we're on reserve power. If I cut off at any time, we are live. So all apologies. I will be back on within 10 minutes, hopefully, with a new stream, and every single VIP will get a shout out. That's how I roll. So let's get that going now, man. Let me get a new coffee, first of all, guys. Guys, that's the review. Anybody who was here just for the review, I thank you so much. Thank you, over 500 for smashing that up. Let's go to 600 live. Thank you so much, man, on your way out or way in. I'm going to stick around and shoot the shit with you guys, man. But I want to pick a new coffee first, if I may. I'm going to do a Dunkin' Original, guys. Dunkin' Original. Yes. Take out my Folgers. My Folgers has already been fucking had. Folgers! It's in your motherfucking cup. There we go. Hopefully that brews. All right, man. Much love, everybody who was here just for the review. If you want to shoot the shit a little bit more, be glad to have you. Check you guys. All right, for anyone else that's sticking around, man, let's go to the fucking supers. Let's see what the unit is talking about. I hope the, I hope the battery doesn't go off, man. Seems to be a lot of supers. Oh, boy. Much love to all you guys. We started off with Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, 5-spot, unapologetically unacceptable, Vince. He can throw the unprofessional bone at us, but however, the way I see it is they're being done blindly filthy. Well, you know I fucking absolutely agree with you, Trev Reigns, the Tribal God. I went on a 40-plus minute cold open, just like I did for nearly an hour last week. That's exactly what I'm calling it. This is being done not just dirty, this is filthy. This is not them being unprofessional and walking out. This is Vince McMahon being unprofessional and forcing them to leave. They didn't just walk out, they were forced over neglect and recklessness for 10 years if you're Naomi, and over 6 if you're Sasha Banks. At what point do you say enough? If nobody's listening to you, if nobody is willing to change for you, if they don't think you're good enough, eventually, even at your job, you would have to walk away. Unfortunately for them, they didn't want to. They love this shit. They were forced to. Vince McMahon was not budging. They're not Lacey Evans. They're not Charlotte Flair. They're never going to get that many titles, that many main events. They're never going to get that type of booking, that type of love from Vince McMahon. That's just the truth, man. And the truth hurts. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God. Much love and respect. Hold on. Before I get the Kim T, man, I want to get a fresh coffee, man. This thing's taking forever. Come on. You got this, man. You got this, baby. Yes. Kim T with a $9.99. What up, Kim T? How you going? I don't get to see Kim T too often in these, man, but always good to see you up in the chat. Kim T says Naomi's been in the WWE for years. dealing with abuse from Vince and his fans only to have barely anything to show for it. Yet she and Sasha should have just shut up and done their jobs? Yeah, I don't think so either, Kim T. Everybody says, just shut up, do what you're paid to do, you're performers, it's a scripted show. Now, all of a sudden, Vince wants to come up with that narrative. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to expose the business because it's Sasha and Naomi. Vince thinks it's easy to vilify them. It's easy because it's two women, two black women. It's easy to get everybody to vilify them. It's all about them. They're unprofessional, right? So it's easy to get us all to look at them and go, yeah, what the fuck were they doing? What were they thinking? It's not all about you. No, bullshit. It should be all about them. It shouldn't be all about Charlotte Flair or Lacey Evans or a plethora of others. It should be all about Sasha and Naomi because they're that fucking good. So Kim T, absolutely correct, dude. Next up was Pile Driver Finisher. What up, Pile Driver Finisher? 10 spot. Glad to have you back. It's good to be back, Pile Driver Finisher. Salute to the AMP unit in BC. Let's get amplified. Red team, go! You know it, bro. Pile Driver Finisher. Salute, dude. It's good to be back, man. It was a long week of a lot of business to take care of. But I couldn't wait to get back and talk about this subject and a lot of other things with you guys. So it's good to be back, man. It was a long week. Let me just say that. Pile Driver Finisher, thanks for tuning in, dude. William F., one of my faves, man. 5 spot, good morning, BC. Good morning, William F. Hopefully you're kicking ass, dude. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Always glad to catch you live when I can. Love to hear your facts about Sasha and Naomi. William F., that's what they are, dude. It's not my opinions. Trust me, I don't give a fuck about my own opinion about Sasha, Naomi, or anything in this business anymore. The whole industry of pro wrestling. We all need to start putting our fucking opinions aside, start all coming together with facts, and that way it's the only way we're going to help the industry. So, William F., I definitely appreciate that, dude. More importantly, it's always good to see you up in here, man. Demonte Mabry. What up, Demonte Mabry? 10 spot. Glad to be on the stream with my AMP unit fam. While continuing to celebrate my 23rd birthday from yesterday, salute to you and the AMP unit. Also, salute to Owen Hart. Demonte, much love and respect, dude. Absolutely. I appreciate the coffees. And to you, a big happy birthday, bro. Salute. Here's a big salute to Demonte. 23, man. I would say I remember when I was 23, but I don't remember too much about that. Those are some lost years. No, 23, early 20s, actually, I was much better. Much better. Late teens, early 20s. Whoa, boy. You thought BC was amped. I was a total fucking... I was out there, bro. I was whooping ass 24/7, dude. And not all of it was in the best of ways. So, Demonte, good to have you up in here, man. Happy birthday. You don't want to hear BC stories from the past. You don't want to hear those. I'll spare you the boring stories on your birthday. Drama King, 100 bomb, bro. A banger. A banger by Drama King, dude. Dude, never needed, always appreciated. Love the coffees, keeps the pod bins full. But they're going to be full regardless. So it's always appreciated but never needed, Drama King. I appreciate that. Guys, you guys know in the chat, with the birthday cakes for Demonte Mabry, can you also throw some bombs and some fire and some lightning for Drama King? Because he just fucking helped the channel out with a hell of a lot of coffee. So hopefully you're seeing all the love right back at you, Drama King. I don't know if you're still in the chat or not. But that's for you, brother. Drama King. Damn, 100 banger, dude. And Drama King says, read a tweet from somebody that basically said, imagine if Sasha Banks went to AEW. I'm a Sasha fan and have been for nearly 5 years. However, I don't want her anywhere near AEW because TK has shown he doesn't know how to properly book the women's division. Drama King, that is a loaded message because you're right. You're 1,000,000% right. It's why I say a lot of individuals like Bray Wyatt, I used to say he's going to be used so much better in AEW, but I don't think Tony Khan would know what to do with a Bray Wyatt. Vince McMahon knew what to do more with a Bray Wyatt. The problem with Wyndham Rotunda, Bray, is that once he got to the big pay-per-view matches, he lost. And that helped to ruin the mystique of Bray Wyatt. But the time that Bray Wyatt got was immeasurable. I mean, it was epic. The merchandise that he sold, the ratings he pulled in, the time that they gave Bray Wyatt, he suited better for WWE. So I say about a lot of individuals. Is Tony Khan going to know what to do with them? If you're just looking for banger matches out of Wyndham Rotunda, he's probably not going to be best used in AEW. Wyndham Rotunda can go in the ring. That's part of the reason I love that dude. But a lot of that dude is the smoke and mirrors. It's the fact that he is that type of an entertainer. So I don't think Tony Khan really would book Wyndham Rotunda better than Vince McMahon. The problem with Vince and Bray was that once Bray got to the pay-per-views, he always had Bray losing the big matches, like Goldberg in just a couple of minutes in Saudi. Super Showdown. Bullshit. Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins. Bullshit. Randy Orton WrestleMania. Bullshit. But he would not be better booked, I don't believe, in AEW. Because he's not going to produce one banger after another if that's what people want him for. And you look at Sasha Banks. With the women's division like it is now, and Tony Khan doesn't really know what to do with them. Tony Khan does not properly book a women's face champion. He didn't do it with Shida. He doesn't know how to do it with Thunder Rosa. But at what point, Drama King, do you say, if Vince isn't going to budge, there's literally nothing left for Sasha to do. She has to go elsewhere. And Drama King, I would ask this, because I completely agree with you about the women's division in AEW. Completely. I've raised this concern. I pissed a lot of people off. Even though I was trying to help out AEW, I'm trying to say, hello, red flag. Tony needs to spend more time on the women because they're being booked erratically. Thunder Rosa is probably their worst champion of all time thus far. So I've been raising that red flag. Now here's my question, Drama King. Is Sasha Banks the catalyst to a better AEW division for the women? Maybe Sasha Banks is that missing piece of the puzzle that's going to make everybody in AEW wake up and say, oh shit, the women's division has arrived. With somebody like Britt Baker already helming that shit, Jade Cargill in the helms. Maybe Sasha Banks is the catalyst. But I agree with you. I wouldn't hang all of my fucking chips or put all my chips on the table for Sasha and AEW like a lot of people are doing. I still need to see more from Tony Khan and how he books them. So, Drama King, dude, 100 banger. Couldn't agree with you more, by the way. It raises a lot more questions. Much love and appreciation. That banger gets a big time banging salute. Drama King. Fleck Guapo, 5 spot. VKM super violated Sasha and Naomi. No doubt, Fleck. Disrespected them, embarrassed them, and vilified them. Fleck also says, PSA to my fam and friends, fans over in the New York City area. I've won a Southwest Money in the Bank, I believe, gift card. Step Bet app. So on some app. In other words, y'all over in New York will be seeing me soon. Fleck Guapo, man. Enjoy. That's awesome, bro. You're going to love New York. I mean, there's some areas you might want to get out of maybe quicker. I love all of New York. I see the beauty in all of it, even the little sketchier parts. But you're going to love it, man. Hopefully you're here for a few days. You get to see a lot of shit. Don't just go to the touristy parts. Go down some forbidden fucking streets and avenues. You're going to see a lot of shit, man. You're going to take memories back for a lifetime. Fleck Guapo! Appreciate it, man. Osea Weidman with a 99.99 100 banger! What the fuck? Drama King with 100 spot? Osea Weidman with 100 spot? Guys, I gotta ask you to do me a favor if you're still up in the chat, just like I asked for Drama King. Osea Weidman, please put up those fucking bombs and fire. Jer9! What up, Jer9? Salute to my boy Jer9, dude. Up in here. Always good to see Jer9. Pile Driver, thank you. Mr. Block Ice, thank you guys, man. Hopefully, Drama King and Osea Weidman, if you guys are still in the chat, I hope you're feeling the love. Damonte, the birthday man. Sending that fire over to Osea and Drama, dude. You guys are fucking rock stars, man. Warwick, thank you. Grumpy, man. Delano Steele Jr., thank you. Deontay, Tribe Nation, thank you, man. Renee, Sir Charles, Janelle. All that love is for you, Osea Weidman, and also Drama King, man. Again, I can't say this enough. It's never needed. I'm going to get coffee regardless. But it's always appreciated, man. If you want to tip the Amplified man for screaming for 2, 3, 4 hours, hey, man, I think that's awesome. In this community, I have the same ones. I'll watch people when I have time. I don't always have a lot of time to watch something like YouTube, but I'm a theme park nerd, and there's some people in the theme park world I like to tip and to show my love and respect. So I totally get that, man. And I think that's an awesome thing that we can do in this community. But it's never needed, man. All I would request from you guys is just smashing the up because it helps the algorithm. But the fact that you guys want to throw BC a coffee and some of you got me a 100 spot, that's like 3 fucking box of pods. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate it. Let me go back to that too. I don't even know if I read it yet, man. I'm just thanking the shit out of Drama King and Osea. Osea, with that 100 spot, says there's a deeper issue within the WWE for Sasha and Naomi to walk out. I knew something was wrong when Toni Storm walked out. And so many others, Osea. The dudes, we saw it left and right, but when it's the females, it strikes different, right? Either people want to vilify the females or they just don't think they're in the same league as the dudes. But no, it's an alarming issue. It should raise a red flag. It did for you, Osea Weidman, and it damn well sure does for BC. Long before Toni Storm walking out. When Sasha Banks walked out the first time because, in her words, she was getting depressed. Doing what she loved for all this time, but not feeling worthy enough or that she was getting what she was worth. That's when BC was alarmed. I'm like, how the fuck do you make Sasha Banks depressed? If she was in my company, I'm making her the happiest motherfucker alive. But Sasha Banks had to walk out twice, and this last one wasn't even a walkout. She was forced out. Because yet again, she let McMahon give her a pack of lies. And it shows you how much of a toddler Vince McMahon is. When they walked out because they were females, Vince thought it was an easy target to vilify them. They sent out a message talking about how unprofessional they are. Then they had Michael Cole for 2 minutes drag them under a bus, tell the bus driver to back up, go forward, back up, destroy their credibility. Vince McMahon had Michael Cole embarrass them, vilify them, do them filthy, all because Vince McMahon didn't end up his end of the bargain. It was Vince McMahon all along that was the unprofessional one. It was Vince McMahon all along that was unprofessional and that was lying. Reckless negligence. It wasn't Sasha and Naomi. Sasha and Naomi did the only thing they could do. They had to walk out. They were forced. Or you just keep doing the same shit and watch everybody else pass you by. Because the last word we got is they were going to Hell in a Cell to have singles title matches, both lose, and then go back into an irrelevant, non-existent tag division that they were told was going to be formed. And that they were going to have tag matches and win them and make the titles prestigious. No, they're just being used to be everybody else's bitch boys. That's Sasha and Naomi. Stepping stones for everybody else. It was only a matter of time before they start losing to Lacey Evans. And Alexa Bliss again. And maybe Carmella. And maybe Dana Brooke. Because if Vince didn't look at Naomi and Sasha in a big light before, if he didn't give a fuck about Naomi and Sasha, what makes you think now that they're in a tag team that's irrelevant, the division is non-existent, what makes you think that Vince was going to give a fuck about them in a tag team? So, Osea Weidman, first and foremost, the 100 banger, man, $99.99, much love, big salute. But also, every word you spoke, so much truth backing it. Sheriff Rivers, man. A 5-spot, a 5-spot, a 5-spot, man. 3-star buckses. Sheriff Rivers up in this bitch. Belair versus Asuka next week. What the fuck, man? Oh, is that official? I bet you they're gonna do that shit. I would not doubt for one fucking second, Sheriff Rivers, that that's actually official right now. Does anybody know? Yeah, oh, Jer9. My boy Jer9 will definitely tell me. Yeah, that's officially a match next week, BC. Jer9, thank you. Wow. So they're just, that's what I mean. I said that in the review. I've been saying this for 5 years. The only storyline that Vince has for everybody is the same thing. Everybody just go out and have matches with one another. And then when we get to the pay-per-view, we'll do the same thing. This is not a storyline. Just having everybody go out there every week to face each other, to fight, that's not a story. You're not telling a story. So now we're just getting Asuka or fucking, who is it? Belair and Asuka next week. The match that was supposed to be for Hell in a Cell. Because in Vince's world, we're all just going to accept it, not complain, get over it, hopefully even forget it, go to the pay-per-view, act like it never happened, and then just watch the same two again, just add in a Becky Lynch. And we just saw Becky Lynch and Asuka for 2 straight fucking weeks. Now it's Belair and Asuka. Then you'll get Belair and Becky again next week before Hell in a Cell. And there'll be some fucking shithead that goes, these are storylines, Beasley. Just because you don't like it, Beasley, doesn't make it less of a... No, it's not a storyline at all. At all. Sheriff Rivers, thank you for that. I didn't know that. Sheriff Rivers also says with a 5-spot for the unit. I'm just curious, but would you all pay $200 for the new Transformer toy that actually does transform? First of all, Sheriff Rivers, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but that sounds fucking amazing. I grew up on the Transformers. I haven't been a big fan into my adulthood, but I still remember them vividly, and it's a big part of my childhood. And I do love the Transformer movies with Mark Wahlberg and even John Cena, and even the Bumblebee movie. I got my fucking Optimus Prime mug, which was, I mean, this thing weighs, I mean, this is a fucking dewdrop in my hand right now. But I love my Transformers. I would have to know what toy you're talking about. $200 motherfucking dollars? It better transform. It better come to life. It better pile drive Vince McMahon. If I'm going to spend $200 on it. But Sheriff Rivers, I don't know. Sheriff Rivers is asking the chat if you guys know about this Transformer toy. Would you guys spend $200 on a Transformer that actually transforms? And by the way, how tall is it? Maybe it's a big thing. I don't know. Let Sheriff Rivers know in the comments, man. I would. If it comes to life and pile drives Vince McMahon, I'm down. Sheriff Rivers with another 5 says NXT is set to be a part of the Useless tournament. Oh, is that what they're doing? They're going to bring in the NXT talent to form tag teams because there is no other tag teams in WWE in this stupid fucking nonsensical tournament. So they're going to bring in the NXT talent. I guess we saw that coming, Sheriff Rivers. The writing was on the wall. They're not thinking any of this through. None of it. NXT talent is showing up to this fucking tournament. You can't make that up, dude. Shadow Kid, $4.99. What up, Shadow Kid? The people saying it's a work are crazy. WWE already removed all of their merch and they removed WWE from their bios. Please, y'all, let's think. Shadow Kid, thank you. I didn't even bring that up. I was just talking about how Vince is exposing the business. He's willing to expose the business in the statement they put out last week just to make Naomi and Sasha look bad in all of this. That tells you it's not a work. But on top of that, you're exactly right. They pulled their merch from shop.com. You can only get it like in the arenas now for pennies on the dollar. Do you know how much money they're losing? Sasha was a good merch seller. Naomi's Feel the Glow, with little merch they did offer, sold pretty damn good. They're losing all this money exposing the business because it's a storyline. I would love to know what the story is. They're going to come back as heels, basically. They're going to come back pissed off, basically. That's not a storyline. You lost all that money. You exposed your business. You ruined the reputation of Naomi and Sasha, all because of a storyline that we don't understand. Makes no sense. It's not a storyline, guys. Shadow Kid, thank you for thinking logically and with common sense. World of Wrestling. What up, World of Wrestling? Don't always get to see up in the chat. 5-Spot Coffee, much appreciated, dude. By the way, Sasha and Naomi walked out on Raw last week, hours before Raw went on the air. So who is unprofessional now? Answer is WWE. Fuck WWE. Exactly right. World of Wrestling brings up a good point. This was before they actually went live, guys. They still went through with the graphic. They still went through with the advertised match that was only advertised 2 hours before the fucking event. Just so they could go out of their way to make Sasha and Naomi look bad. Just so they could do Sasha and Naomi filthy. Just so they could embarrass them. Just so they could vilify them. Good point, World of Wrestling. That's how petty. That's how much of a douche Vince McMahon is. The Italian word that we use, a bag of douche. That's what Vince McMahon is, a bag of douche. Unreal, man, to see how far Vince McMahon is willing to go to make Sasha and Naomi look bad. It's uncanny at this point. Prime Killer, 5-Spot, Prime Killer. Sasha Banks going to AEW will take away any momentum that WWE had signing Cody Rhodes away from AEW if TK can capitalize on this. That would be one of the biggest scores in TK's fucking wrestling history. If TK goes on to own AEW for the next 30 years, 40 years, this moment, if Sasha ever went to AEW, that would be one of his biggest signings. That would literally put the women on the map finally. Because Britt Baker and the Jade Cargill, they all need that one huge missing link. We was hoping it was going to be Toni Storm. It's not. It's not going to be Mika Yuta or whatever the fuck her name is. Miki Yata. What the fuck is the little singer? The little karaoke singer? Macchiato? What the fuck is it? Macchiato? Is it Macchiato? Maki Ito. Thank you, Jaredine. Maki Ito. It's not her, man. It's going to be somebody like Sasha Banks. The problem is, Vince is never going to let her go. Vince will punish her. Vince will freeze her contract, which means she's not waiting for her contract to go up at home. Her contract is frozen until Vince McMahon gives further notice. That would be the most severe punishment, and that's where it looks like this is headed. Joey's Adventures, 5-Spot. What up, Joey's Adventures? If Naomi gets fired over this, there will be no one left on the active roster from the NXT game show. NXT game show. Her, she, and Bray were the last two. Oh, for her. She and Bray were the last two. What NXT game show? If Naomi gets fired over this, there will be no one left on the active roster from the NXT game show. She and Bray were the last two. What are we talking about? Joey's Adventures, you still up in here? What do you mean game Back when NXT was a game show. Oh, shit. Jer9. Yassine. Yes, thank you. Oh, you're going as Chance said, the OG shit. Yes. Oh, fuck. I didn't even think of that, bro. Joey's Adventures, man. You're going back. That was before NXT became something. Yeah, you're right. That would be the last, It's not just that, Joey's Adventures. It's not like they're just like pissant talent, you know? This is no shade to Dana Brooke, but it's not like it's a Dana Brooke who's been there for 10 years and it's time for you to leave. These are talents like Bray fucking Wyatt and Naomi, bro. Let's not act like they were just there because it's a game show. I mean, these are fucking talents that you could sell mad merchandise behind. Put the machine behind them and get mad money. All Vince has to do is put the machine behind them. Anyway, yeah, good call, Joey's Adventure. I didn't even think of that shit. Christopher Blackshear 49. Good to see Christopher as always. They made Michael Cole say that BS. Sasha and Naomi didn't disappoint us. VKM does that every week. A tag tournament, really? With what fucking teams? Christopher, my sentiments exactly. And I share that passionate enthusiasm. It makes 0 sense. And if it makes 0 sense, it's probably going to happen in WWE. There is no tag teams. Sheriff Rivers and many of others are just told BC that they are indeed adding NXT teams. I haven't been able to see that yet. I've been traveling and doing a lot of business this week. But I bet you that's what they're doing. They don't have enough tag teams for a tournament. They don't even think this shit through. And of course, Michael Cole was told to say that Vince McMahon is on a mission to vilify Sasha Banks and Naomi. It's a mission at this point to do that. To embarrass them. To make everybody look at them as unprofessional when it was him who lied. It's Vince that's been unprofessional toward them for years. It's Vince with the recklessness and the neglect. But no, let's turn the focus onto them being unprofessional. They didn't just walk out, bro. They were forced to leave because of you, Vince. Anyway, Christopher Blackshear, no doubt, man. Derek Fleming Jr. with a 199 and another 199 and another 199. Derek Fleming Jr., good to see you up in here, man. Malachi was booked better in the E. You were right. I appreciate that, Derek Fleming Jr. And I don't want to be right about things like that, but he was. Aleister Black, if given the continuity in the momentum to let roll with, Aleister would have been booked much better in WWE because, again, that's a Bray Wyatt type situation. Vince knows what to do with a Bray Wyatt more better. WWE is more suited for those type of characters. That's the way it is. If Bray Wyatt would just win, if Vince had Bray win those pay-per-view big matches, Bray would have been fine. Because Vince always ruined him during the pay-per-view matches. That's what derailed Bray Wyatt's momentum. Aleister is kind of along the same lines. You see Aleister as Malachi in AEW, and Tony Khan just doesn't know what to do with him. People were hoping that once he formed House of Black, it was going to be amazing. They're no better than Judgment Day. And Judgment Day came months later. I'm not that excited to see them in Death Triangle. After this weak-ass build of Death Triangle just beating them up and chasing them away. The biggest thing that the House of Black has is if and when Julia Hart is going to join them. I was expecting a lot more from Malachi Black in AEW. Singly. Didn't even need to have 4 or 5 people with him. So yeah, Derek Fleming Jr., I didn't want to be right about Malachi. But of course I was. Tony Khan has shown that he's not... There's areas where he's lost. The women's division, he's lost. Malachi and people like Malachi, characters like that, he doesn't know how to book that. And Malachi, over the last 3 months especially, has just become mid-card at best. I forget the dude's even on the show every week. Most of the time, he's not. Derek Fleming Jr. also says, other than MJF and Wardlow, Double or Nothing, the Double or Nothing card is just there. It's funny you say that, Derek Fleming Jr. I just saw the card last night or the night before. Yeah, half of the card at least, I was like, what the fuck? This is like something you'd see on Dynamite. I got to agree. This is not the Double or Nothing card that I was hoping for with that type of talent on that roster. Half of the card, okay. The other half, I'm not seeing anything that's making people spend $50 on it. So we have to see how that unfolds. Derek Fleming Jr. with another $1.99. Will it be hard for you to do a Double or Nothing watch along? Yeah, because you're all talking. You're talking about an odd weekend, man, and AEW just doesn't have that audience yet for a watch along. Once they consistently break that million mark, I think we can start talking about that. A pay-per-view watch along. I think that would be pretty fun. I just don't know if I want to do a Double or Nothing watch along. We just talked Derek Fleming Jr. about half of the card not really being pay-per-view worthy. So I don't know if I really want to do a watch along on something like that. Maybe in the future. I mean, I want to help Tony Khan out with those type of things, but he's got to meet me halfway. But yeah, this will not be a watch along. I will be doing a review hopefully on Double or Nothing, but it's not going to be a watch along. Joey's Adventures 5 spot. I'm not defending anyone in WWE at all, but to be fair, in 2002, they did dedicate a whole 1 hour online show to calling Stone Cold a piece of trash. 2002, they did dedicate a whole 1 hour online show. Yeah, but Joey's Adventures, they didn't go on the air during the cold open and totally fucking talk about how they let everyone down and were unprofessional and handed in their titles and walked away and exposed the business. I mean, they literally made it sound like, hey, we're a TV show. We hired you as actors and you didn't want to perform. You see what I mean, Joey? I mean, that's a whole different thing. This is literally vilifying Sasha and Naomi. That's so different than what they did with Stone Cold. I mean, Vince McMahon was playing the disappointing father for months afterwards. This isn't the disappointing father in Vince McMahon. This is somebody who's literally saying they were so unprofessional, they walked away from all of us, the superstars. They turned their backs on us, on their family. I mean, so I totally understand Joey's Adventures. There was time where Vince McMahon, with other people that walked away, there was times where he let his ego out of check and his stubbornness take front and center. But we have never seen what they did with Sasha and Naomi. To trash them like they did, we have never seen that before. That's something totally different. Janelle Layton, 2 spot. MMA fighters paint their nails. Do they? Do MMA fighters paint their nails, guys? Thank you, Janelle Layton. Much love and respect. Because we were talking earlier about Matt Riddle painting his nails, and BC didn't understand why. Why a grown adult male would paint his nails. So I was just asking. I wasn't even trying to bash Riddle. I'm literally asking if anyone has an idea why grown men are painting their fingernails. Because that's something that is just unacceptable in BC's world. I don't get it. JR9, yeah, some do in MMA. What's the reason, guys? I'm not understanding. Is there a reason? Or are they just, they have nothing to do during the day, so they paint their... Does anybody know if there's a reason? JR9, not sure if there's a reason, just a choice, I believe. To make a statement. Toenails too, Janelle. Oh, come on, man. Grown men painting their toenails. Get the fuck, that's where I draw the line. That's it. I don't give a fuck if they're in the MMA or fucking the CMA, the WMA, the TNA, the TSA. Their life is to paint their nails iron? That's a weird life. It's their life.
What are you doing today, honey? Well, Ma, I'm painting my nails and then I'm going to go into the octagon. I'm painting my nails because I'm an individual. I can do whatever I want, man. My president tells me so. What a weird life we're living in, man. Paint your toenails, kids. It's your right to do so. Kids growing up with their dads painting his fucking toenails. So fucking weird. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But hey, to each their own, whatever. I'm not throwing shade. If that's honestly what gets you through the day, man, if you want to paint your fucking nails as a grown man, so be it. Maybe people do it for religious reason. Maybe Matt Riddle's, I don't fucking know. Maybe MMA is a religion. Who the fuck knows? PB Pride $9.99, putting women in the main event this last month is just like putting random black people on pay-per-view posters during Black History Month. WWE pretending to be diverse. It's pathetic. Yeah, they do that all the time, PB Pride. I honestly think they're trying to capitalize on all the criticism that Tony Khan has been getting for his women's division. It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden WWE is trying to put a lot more women's main events out there. And more women's matches on Monday Night Raw. It doesn't seem like a coincidence. It seems like they're trying to capitalize. And I think that's what pissed Vince McMahon off even more. Is that Sasha and Naomi got the fuck out of there when Vince was trying to show everyone that his women's division is firing on all cylinders. No. The women's division might be doing a little better than AEW. That's because the roster is stacked. And Vince is giving them more time lately. But that doesn't mean that everybody's being used properly and happy. And Sasha and Naomi just exposed Vince McMahon for that very reason. But you're exactly right, PB Pride. And Flips won with a $4.99. That boy BC goes crazy. Flips won. You know how we do, bro. I love sometimes when we get new subscribers, some people are just like, they've never seen BC's videos before. So like, dude, you're wild. Dude, can you scream a little less? And I'm like, no, you clicked on you subscribed to BC Amplified. You're gonna get amplified, man. Hold on, guys. That was a whole first round. That was a lot, man. A couple hundred bangers. Drama King and Oseo Weidman. All the coffees that you guys threw over to BC while I was screaming for the last 2.5 hours, man. Much appreciated. And there was a second round while I was going over that first round. So I'm going to stick with you guys another fucking however long it takes. As long as this battery keeps up, I think we're staying. The battery is staying, man. If you guys are just tuning in, man, the mic power, the camera power, everything has kind of been diluted a little bit. But I hope you guys can still hear me. Hopefully there's some power left in this thing, man. But we hit low power battery very early on this stream. I'm not sure why. Maybe I was too amplified for the battery. But hopefully you guys can still hear me. We're not at 100% on volume or picture that I'm looking at. But hopefully you guys can hear me. Jimmy Fingers 19 with a 2019. Jimmy Fingers, what up, dude? Glad to have you back in here after a week being absent from BC. Good to see my tried and trues up in here. Jimmy Fingers 19 says, Becky puts over Asuka last week to face Bianca in Hell in a Cell. This week, Bullshit Baxter, VKM, has Becky go over Asuka, and now Becky is wedged into a match she don't belong in. Should we start calling her Charlie Lynch now? It's going that route, Jimmy Fingers 19 and Nia Jax. Did you guys hear? Jimmy Fingers 19 along those lines. Nia Jax recently just said on social, not a lot of people like Becky Lynch backstage. We already heard that about Charlie Flair. Is Becky in the same fucking boat? And you got Vince McMahon trying to get everybody to believe that nobody likes Sasha Banks. Does anybody like any of the fucking females backstage? Everybody's pointing the fingers at everybody else. I don't know. I wonder if that's true. I mean, obviously Nia Jax knows something that we don't, but Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch has absolutely changed since she's become the man. That's not the gimmick anymore. But once she became the man, all the relationships started going sour. Now, Charlie Flair was a lot on her. Charlie was changing even before that. That's why a lot of people were getting turned off from Ashley Flair, Charlie Flair, Charlotte. I want to find out more about this Becky Lynch scoop. Like, why do people not like Becky? Did she really start to think her shit doesn't stink? But Jimmy Fingers, with the booking, you gotta start thinking, is she Charlie Lynch? Or Charlie Jr.? But of course, this is what Vince does. He puts a third person to a match they don't belong in. He did it at WrestleMania a few years ago when he put Daniel Bryan in a match with Roman Reigns and Edge. Roman Reigns and Edge was a dream match for WrestleMania. It did not need Daniel Bryan. In fact, just last month again for the 7th time, Daniel Bryan said he felt uncomfortable in that whole match and story. He said the whole time he didn't know why he was there. He felt he didn't belong in that match. I was the only podcaster to say that, wasn't I? None of it made sense. It's only going to devalue the match. And that's what happened. Every other podcaster, oh yeah, Daniel Bryan needs to be in the match with Roman and Edge. For what fucking reason? It doesn't even fucking make sense. And then we got the match months later. I think it was like Money in the Bank or something. We finally got one-on-one Edge and Roman, and it was fucking awesome. Fucking great match. Could have got that at Mania even better. Nope. I was the only fucking podcaster to say that shit. Anyway, Jimmy Fingers 19 with another 10-19 says, BC, have you seen this Double or Nothing card? It's like Teddy Long has thrown it together, playa. It's 90% tag and schmaz matches with no build. I am not spending the 10 coffees on it this year. Jimmy Fingers 19 is not the first person to not be happy about DON this year. About Don. I gotta pull up this card. You guys are not happy with Double or Nothing. I know half the card I'm not happy with either. I just saw it like last night or the night before. Let me pull this up, guys. I'm going to try to pull up this card. I got to see what everybody's so unhappy about. I knew half of it at least I'm not happy about. Let me see here. All right, so we got... Okay, so the big matches is Hangman Page versus Punk World Title. Okay, now I understand. There's not a real storyline with this. There's not. The last few weeks, they just kind of look at each other and that's it. So there's no story, but it's Hangman versus Punk for the title. Tony, AEW, they know that that's what they're sitting on, right? That's gonna sell itself is what they're hoping for, and it will. So Hangman and CM Punk, I'm willing to let slide with no story. Thunder Rosa versus D for the AEW Women's title. I think the match is actually going to be decent, at least because Serena Deeb is really good. We don't know what Thunder Rosa is going to show up. There's a lot of matches where Thunder Rosa just doesn't look good in the match. Just the truth. I'm critiquing this as honest as possible, and I like Thunder Rosa as a person. She's a sweetheart. But I have to call it like it is. I never know which Thunder Rosa is going to show up. And let's be honest, the feud has been so lackluster. The division has been non-existent. Thunder Rosa as a champion the last 2+ months has been non-existent. She's only had one fucking match, and that was against Nyla Rose Battle of the Belts last month. A forgettable, horrible match. So I don't know what excitement this would do for people. Then you go into everything else is kind of like an undercard, aside from the one match most of us are looking forward to. MJF versus Wardlow. That's the match that's actually had a storyline. That's the match that has BC actually captivated in some capacity. My boy MJF and Wardlow have been crushing it out of the park. To me, that's my main event. MJF and Wardlow. So you take away Hangman and Punk and MJF and Wardlow. You're left with Rosa and Deeb for the title. Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. House of Black versus Death Triangle in a schmaz. Jericho Appreciation Society versus Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club in an Anarchy in the Arena schmaz. The Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks. Tag team. To be determined versus to be determined women's Owen Hart Cup tournament final. Finally, we get this fucking predetermined tournament done with. And Adam Cole versus to be determined in the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament final. Finally, we can end this fucking tournament bullshit. I hate tournaments in wrestling. Wrestling is predetermined. It's scripted. Vince made it a point to tell you that last week. So what the fuck does a tournament do? A scripted tournament acting like this is the NFL playoffs? There's no storyline in these fucking tournaments. We crown a tournament winner. Wow! One guy picked a winner months ago. What a ride this tournament has been. And then Jade Cargill is going to take on Anna Jay for the TBS title. I don't even want that on my Rampage show on Friday nights. And then we have another schmaz. Jurassic Express versus Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW tag titles. That's a straight fucking holla 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 play a Teddy Long match. Anyway, Jimmy Fingers, I completely agree with you, dude. Double or Nothing is a lot more lackluster this year than we were anticipating and hoping for. But we're just hoping that it gets better, man. Like maybe something, it'll be good. WWE always has trash on their cards. Backlash was trash from top to bottom. Their main event was a 6-man schmaz that was made 10 days earlier when they threw Drew and Roman in there. No reason. And the event was, I mean, it was at least watchable. Was it good? No. We did the good, bad, and ugly, and you guys saw what we scored that. But I have to critique it honestly. But at least it wasn't as much of a shit show as we saw on paper. Maybe this is gonna fucking blow everybody out the waters. We'll see. Jimmy Fingers 19, I do agree though, man. Chubless the Bear with a 2-spot. What up? Much love, Naomi and Bianca, not under that circumstance. Would love Naomi and Bianca, but not under that circumstance. What, just being forced? I would love Naomi and Bianca to have a fucking banger of a storyline and match, but Vince will never do something like that. Chubless the Bear, much love and respect. Deontay Thomas, 5-spot coffee. Deontay says, wasn't both Nikki and Doudrop both supposed to be in that match as well? Why are they not talking about them? Yet they only are talking Sasha and Naomi and bashing them. Shake my head. Yeah, they totally made it like... Yeah, Doudrop and Nikki Ash, they're making it act like they were never a part of that. They just went back to losing this past week on Raw. They were just there to be fillers anyway, Deontay. This was always going to be Naomi and Sasha being deemed unprofessional so that Vince McMahon looks like the squeaky clean individual. I was putting them on my show. I gave them a job to do, and they went into business for themselves and walked away. How dare they? They ruined it for everybody. They let everybody down. Okay, Vince, you, the promoter, you, their boss, let them down. Vince McMahon let Sasha and Naomi down. It wasn't Sasha and Naomi letting fans down. Trust me, they didn't let me down. I'm so glad they stood up for themselves finally. Sasha twice now. And hopefully she's never fooled by Vince McMahon again. DGK Dog 499. Do you agree with Bianca Belair calling Becky Lynch one of the best storytellers in WWE? Is that what she called her? DGK Dog, I will say right now, Becky Lynch has been one of the best segments over the last 4+ months. I will absolutely say that. There's not a lot to be okay with on WWE Raw. Lately, now more than ever. I will say Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, the matches and their interactions have actually been good. Liv Morgan and Becky, end of last year into this year, I believe. Becky Lynch and Lita going into, was that Elimination Chamber? One of those events. Lita and Becky Lynch, I love the storyline going on with them. I love the promo work. I love their interactions, and I love their match. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I actually enjoyed their... I enjoyed Bianca and Becky's match. So, I don't know about one of the best storytellers, but I've been enjoying Becky Lynch's work more than 90+% of anything else on the show. I will say that, DGK dog. Ozzy Edwards, 10 spot. What up, Ozzy Edwards? And I love how the WWE is trying to spin it like they suspended them. Sure, Vince, keep telling yourself that, jerk. I know. They were forced out. Vince is going to make it sound like they walked out, just woke up in the morning and said they don't want to go to work. I was giving them everything they've ever wanted. I don't know why they walked out. Yeah, sure, that's how it played, Vince. And now they're suspended. It's because you're freezing their contracts and you're going to fucking punish them. Grown adults. You're going to try to punish them and act like you own them. Exactly right. Ozzy Edwards. Ozzy Edwards also has a 10 spot, says, this isn't the first time that Vince promised people the world just to give them the shaft, only to push his favorites. Just ask Bret Hart. Oh, and so many others, Ozzy Edwards. It's what he does with everybody. It's how he manipulates you to sign any piece of paper that he puts in front of you. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Just commit. Sign on the dotted line. And the second he owns you, that's how he thinks of it anyway. It's not just a guy. He owns you at that point. Because a contract only works for Vince. He can release you on any given day. But if you try to walk out, oh, you're vilified. How dare you? But he can release you during a pandemic and nobody bats an eyelash. How dare you say I'm a mean person? I'm just doing a business move. I'm a businessman making a business decision. And I let everyone go. But nobody wants to fucking say that's wrong. Why not just book them more properly? They can be of value. Why would you? You're having them lose their job during the middle of a pandemic? But Sasha and Naomi walk out, supposedly, and they're vilified. See, a contract only works one way. The second Vince has you sign a contract as an independent contractor, he fucking owns you. That's how he looks at it, guys. That's exactly how he looks at it. So now he's like, oh, well, we're going to suspend you. Yeah, that's what it is, buddy. Keep telling yourself that, like Ozzy Edwards says. DB, 5 spots. Sasha's contract set to expire. Gets snubbed for Mania. Vince pulls her merch from WWE shop. That tells us she's done with WWE. I hope she doesn't re-up. Well, DB, before we even talk about that, let's talk about the fucking severity of the situation. If Vince McMahon has indeed frozen her contract, she'll never wrestle again. That's how that shit works. So DB, there's a bigger problem for Sasha Banks if Vince wants to really be a douche, a bag of douche. Sheriff Rivers, 5 spot coffee, says, sorry guys, it's a $700 transformer and it's 19 inches tall for the toy. $700 motherfucking dollars for a fucking transformer? I'll stick it to my fucking Optimus Prime mug. I'll drink delicious coffee from it. Autobots, roll out. I don't think I need a $700 transformer as much as I grew up with the Transformers. Sheriff Rivers. Unless, again, for $700, that transformer better come to life and pile drive Vince McMahon upside his dome piece. Then I'll spend the $700. Ozzy Edwards, another 10 spots, says Trinity and Mercedes were not unprofessional. If anything, they were true to themselves. Sooner or later, you have to stop letting people crap on you and expect you to smile like hell, dude. Ozzy Edwards, that's what I said in my cold open. I've said it over the last 3 hours. They didn't want to just walk out. This is Sasha Banks' life. She's always wanted to be a WWE superstar. Naomi, you know how much of a sweetheart she is in real life? It takes a lot to piss her off. This is 10 years of looking in the mirror and going, how am I only a 2-time champion? You guys heard. I played the audio for you. I don't know if I can cue it up again. I can't cue it up. I played the audio in the cold open. Naomi was talking about her feud, her storyline with Sonya Deville this past year, and how excited she was because, she, in her own words, she had never been given that much time for a story. All of her storylines never went past a few weeks. 10 years with the company. Naomi never had a significant storyline. This has been accumulating, guys, until they were forced to finally walk out because they had enough. They were forced out, though. They didn't just collaborate a walkout just because they were unhappy or they wanted to go eat some fucking donuts instead of wrestle. Anyway, Ozzy Edwards, no doubt, man. Salute. And Janelle Layton, 2-spot, because they chip and crack on the canvas. What? Oh, their nails do? Their nails chip and crack on the canvas. So is that so? So they paint their nails, the MMA fighters, because they chip and crack on the canvas. So that's their way to see which nails have chipped because they're painted? I still don't understand, Janelle Layton. I truly am I'm mind-boggled by the whole grown men painting their toenails. But I'm guessing there has to be a reason for it. I'm going to do more research on that, Janelle Layton. Much love and appreciation to Janelle. And by the way, there was some more, man. That was all around number 2. Now I'm going over to Ashley Steggles, $44.99. Banger! Ashley Steggles, much love, dude. Guys, send over Ashley Steggles some fire, please, in the chat, man. That's one of my tried and trues. He just got BC some fucking pods, dude. Ashley Steggles, man, I don't know if you're still up in here, but pile driver finisher, thank you, man. James Shrimp Fajitas, thank you. That's over to Ashley Steggles, just like Drama King earlier and Osea Weidman. Oh, they paint them so they don't chip and crack. Oh, so then there's a purpose. All right, so maybe there's a purpose. And Matt Riddle did some MMA fighting. Maybe that's why he does it. Janelle Layton, I love the... Thank you. I appreciate that, Janelle. See what I mean? I'm not trying to bash anybody for painting their nails. I didn't understand why grown men were doing it. But Janelle may have opened our minds up to exactly why that's happening, especially with MMA fighters. So that does make sense. Pimp Jesus, Matthew, Ross sucks, Janelle, Drama King sending his own fire back. Drama King was getting those that same love. Ozzy, Sir Charles, thank you guys, man. Clutch City, thank you guys. That's all over to one of my tried and trues, Ashley Steggles. I haven't even read Ashley's yet. I just want to show the love. Ashley says, BC, how's it going? It's been a crazy minute. You must have received a concussion from the bullshit VKM has been doing. Oh, Ashley, yeah, a lot of people, because I just went away for a week after that last video. The last thing we talked about was Sasha and Naomi being forced out. And then I went away for a week because I had a lot of traveling, a lot of business to do. So a lot of people were thinking that all of this finally put BC's don't piece into a brick wall. No. But I've been following along on everything, Ashley Steggles. I've been waiting to get this off my chest. I've been waiting to get amplified with my amp unit. So that's why this has been one hell of a 3 hours. And people like you, Ashley Steggles, coming in and having a fucking, just a bash with BC. That's what makes this all worthwhile, dude. And speaking of Ashley, if there's anybody else that didn't smash that up, we are so close to 600 live, guys. That would be so cool to catch that live. But we are about to hit 600 plus on the ups. And we just hit it, man. 600 live. Before we even hit the algorithm, the live stream ends, we go onto the channel and the algorithm kicks in. That's when thousands of people get to find this video, this live stream. We're going towards 700 live. But we're supposed to be a little channel that's not going to make a dent in the community. That's what I was always told. Yeah, what's happening is my amp unit is showing the fuck up. We've had enough, and we want this shit to get better. We deserve better. The wrestlers deserve better. The company should be better. Over 600, guys. I really do appreciate that. And I also wanted to get over Ashley Steggles. Thank you. BC's Blue Marker 2-spot. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there live. Well, you can't be talking about a WWE show, so you must be talking maybe AEW Double or Nothing. And if that's the case, I hope you are looking forward to it, man. I hope it's great. And if you're going to be there live, you're going to be there with an awesome atmosphere. Hopefully the place is rocking over in Vegas. So, BC's Blue Marker, if you're talking about AEW Double or Nothing, I hope you have a great time, dude. I'll be watching. I'll be talking about it. It's just for BC and a lot of other people. Half the card just seems like a schmaz fest. Something I'm not too excited about. I'm just not there with Double or Nothing, BC's blue marker. But I don't doubt for 1 second you're not going to have a good time. It's always a good atmosphere with those type of AEW events. Flips one, $4.99. Can you please go to work for WWE already, man? Flips one wants me to go work for WWE. What do you guys think, man? Would you want BC to work for WWE? Because on the plus, maybe I can make change finally. The downside is your boy BC would have to put up with Vincent Kennedy McMahon every day. A lot of you guys are saying yes because you just want that shit to change. Guys, the only way that I could do it, I'm going to be so honest with you right now. The only way that I could go to work for Vince McMahon is if he literally gave me the keys to the kingdom. I would have to have reassurance that I am going to be able to do everything that I want to do, everything that needs to be done to get that company back on track with the fans and the connection. Because there's a disconnect with so many of us, and it's going to be so hard to put that train back on the tracks. If Vince McMahon did not give me the whole keys to the kingdom, I can't do the job properly, and I'll be like Eric Bischoff, in one door, out the other in less than a month. Yeah, JR9, ROH would be the only company I think I could do. ROH has been something I always wanted to work with. It was such a shame when I heard they were kind of going out of business, and then I heard that Tony Khan is bringing it back. I would love to do work with ROH. I think we can make something special over there. Even if they wanted me to start off as a talent first, help other talents get over, I don't think I would wrestle again, guys. I've been in that ring. It's not my cup of tea. I love this shit, but I don't necessarily like bouncing around that ring. I just don't. But I would get some talents over. But I would want to end up in the creative field because I just know what needs to be done in pro wrestling. I just do. I'm not trying to give myself a pat on the back. I know where the holes are. And I just wish that people would wake up and stop saying that everything is awesome, right? Every fucking match. If it's semi-good, 2 minutes into it, this is awesome. Shut up. Stop saying everything is awesome. Please. Flips one. That would be an adventure if I had to work for the old bastard in Stanford, I tell you that much. JR9, my boy JR9 Game up in here with that coffee 5 spot. Much love and appreciation, JR9. Hope all is good, dude. In 10 years, Naomi has only had 9 singles matches on pay-per-views, winning only 3. It's pathetic. Naomi is the most underutilized female ever with her talent. JR9 always gives me these fascinating statistics, and I honestly have to spend a second on them. So you're telling me Optimus is about to get pissed off after he heard that. Let me put Optimus aside for a second. You're telling me that in 10 years, Naomi has only had 9 pay-per-view single matches? And she's only won 3 of them. How is that possible? Wow, I know your shit's correct, Jer9 Gaming. Yeah, you always give me some amazing factual statistics. I'm just befuddled by that. I mean, I already knew she was done dirty. I always knew that Vince never wanted to put the machine behind her. I always knew that shit. But to hear that, man, 10 years with the company and she's only had 9 singles matches on pay-per-view, and she's only won 3 of them. I mean, Charlotte Flair has had 100 plus. That's not, I mean, I hate to sound like a fucking toddler, like Matt Riddle's character on television. That's not fair. That's literally not fair. I mean, those words just sound like a toddler, right? That's not fair. That's literally the definition of not fair. Why would Naomi be done that filthy? Vince literally only looks at her as a good hand. She fills the black quota. She could be on the billboards when we come to Brooklyn and Chicago. Black History Month, maybe we'll throw her a championship. That happened. All of that has happened. Sorry, Jerry Gaming. I love your statistics. It really makes me think, but it also angers me. Because it just brings to life everything that I've been saying. Jerry Gaming, it's befuddling. Much love and respect. I can't believe it, but I just know how much truth is behind those facts. And how pathetically unacceptable it truly is. Yeah, I hear you. Adrian Black, I don't want to say it because it's because they're black, but damn. Right. I hate the fucking race card shit, right? Especially in 2022, we have to say everything is because of a certain thing. It's always because they're black or something, right? I hate that just like most of you. I hate that. Let's just shut up with that, right? I'm with you. But bro, facts are facts. Look at the way Naomi has been booked for 10 fucking years. Look at it. Look at when she's the focal point on the posters. Look at that title reign around Black History Month a few years ago. Sketchy, right? Look at the way she's used. Look at the way she was just vilified by Vince McMahon. When he never pulls that shit when people walk. Guys, it adds up. That's not just saying it. I hate that card. Yeah, you guys call it the race card. I hate talking about that shit. Everybody likes to whip that out on the most simplest of things, right? The littlest of things. Here comes the race card. But what the fuck? If you're Naomi, when the fuck do you pull it? If anybody should have been pulling it, it's her years ago. She's too good, though. She's such a fucking sweetheart. She doesn't want to ruffle feathers. She tries to go along to get along and vice versa. She doesn't deserve that type of booking, that type of shit. She deserves way better than that because her talent is so damn good. Man, pisses me off. Jerry9 Gaming, thank you for that, man. You know that. Much love and respect always. Pile Driver Finisher, 5 spot. Pile Driver Finisher says, on behalf of Chillin' with Charlie Grin, whose illness has gone into remission, and much love and stay amped. Yo, Chillin' with Charlie Grin. Good to hear, man. Remission. Keep whooping ass. Chillin' with Charlie Grin. Don't know if you're up in the chat, man. It's been a long 3 hours. I'm on low battery. I'm on a fucking delay. But Chillin' with Charlie Grin, man. Hopefully you're feeling the love from Pile Driver Finisher, from BC, and the entire AMP unit. Much love to Chillin' with Charlie Grin and to Pile Driver Finisher. Much love. Stay amped, dude. Ozzy Edwards, another 10 spot. I don't know, BC. They would have to keep you from strangling Vince McMahon. Yeah, Ozzy's talking about if I was ever to work for WWE. And Ozzy, I said this all along. I said this a number of times. I would have to shut the door and lock it. That was me and Vince McMahon's first meeting together. I'm going to shut the door. I'm going to lock it. I think it'll get a chuckle out of Vince, and then he'll realize that I mean business. And I think we'll just yell at each other for a half an hour. That'll be me and Vince McMahon's first ever meeting together. You may hear some fucking blows coming into fucking frame. Ozzy Edwards, no doubt, man. Man, you guys are fucking electric today, dude. I think there was a couple more, man. Flips won with a $4.99. What do you feel about the AEW pay-per-view? Do you think it's going to be a hit? Flips won. We were talking about Double or Nothing several times. A lot of people think that this card is a little bit weak. After you get outside of Hangman and Punk, which, by the way, the selling point there is just the match. There's not really been a storyline other than Punk's long-awaited title match. I guess that's the storyline. Other than that, him and Hangman have just been staring at each other for a couple weeks. But aside from that match and MJF and Wardlow, There's not really anything else that's jumping off the screen. Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa and Anna Jay and Jade Cargill are your women's matches. Your tag title match is a schmaz match. 3 teams. Who is it? Jurassic Express, Swerve, and Keith Lee, because Keith Lee's been thrown into a tag team. Keith Lee is no better booked here than he was in WWE. The only difference is he's not a Bearcat anymore. And then I believe FTW, right? Taz's group is in there, man. Maybe Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs. I think that's the schmaz. And then you have JAS versus the BCC, Santana and Ortiz. And then you have a bunch of schmazes. So I don't know. If your question is Flips 1, do you think it's going to be a hit? I do. I do think that even though half the card looks like something that would just be on Dynamite or Rampage, I do think that there's going to be enough on that pay-per-view to get people talking in a positive way. At least that's what we're holding out hope for. I'll be talking about it the next day, hopefully. But on paper, I can't say that this pay-per-view is jumping off the screen for BC. Flips 1, I appreciate it, dude. And Ozzy Edwards with a 20 spot, dude. Ozzy's been fucking ringing in the 10s and the 20s over here, man. Much love and respect over to Ozzy Edwards. A 20 spot. And needless to say that I'm extremely disappointed in Booker T. It almost makes me ashamed that he's from my hometown. Booker T says a lot of shit that just irks people or befuddles people. Most recently with the Ember Moon comments. Although I did see a little bit of where he's coming from. Maybe don't throw Mandy's name out there, but still tell the story about what you didn't agree with, because it did bring a lot of dislike over to Mandy Rose. A lot of people were not happy with poor Mandy, and Mandy's like, what the fuck did I do? But Booker T, man, yeah, he had some questionable views on the Sasha Naomi thing as well. So Ozzy, I don't know which story you're talking about, but Booker T is an illuminating figure in the community. Whether you love him or hate him, we're always talking about that dude. DB, 5 spot. DB says, unfortunately, the old man will torture Sasha if she comes back. He'll make her the female Brooklyn Brawler because VKM is that petty. Hope MJF sees all this. MJF, I think, knows about the channel for sure. I have it on a good authority that MJF knows about the channel, and I'm sure he would give us all a big fuck you, which is MJF in character, and I love it. So MJF is just one of the bright spots in pro wrestling. He's a dude that just gets pro wrestling. He understands there needs to be a little kayfabe still alive to make pro wrestling work. He knows that you have to be in character 24/7, even on social media. MJF gets it, and I love that. As far as making Sasha the next Brooklyn Brawler, she's not far from that now, DB, and sadly. Sasha Banks should be getting the world in WWE. That's how good she is. Just because she's not flat on her back looking up at the lights every week, every show like Brooklyn Brawler, doesn't mean that she's not right there with him. She knows that. That's why she was forced to walk out. She didn't just walk out, she was forced out. DB. No doubt, and good to see you up in here, and thank you for the coffees, DB. Guys, I got everybody. If I missed everybody, when I get the full list afterwards, I will give you a shout out in the next vid. But I'm pretty sure I got all the super VIPs, guys. It took us an extra fucking hour to do such. I almost lost you guys, man. The battery was at like fucking 2% on the actual camera, so the mic had to be dimmed down. The fucking visual got dimmed down for BC. But I think we were able to finish the stream over 3 fucking hours. Over 3 hours! We stayed amplified. Damn! Much love, guys. There's no other way I would want to spend this Monday morning. Or at least we started in the morning. It's afternoon now for BC. Whatever time it is in the world, wherever you guys are, man. I thank you for spending just a little bit of your time, your day with BC, man. Much love and appreciation always, and I truly mean that. And that's not even just for everyone that threw BC a coffee. that's appreciated, it's never needed. I'm always going to have full coffee, guys. You never have to worry about throwing BC a coffee. All I request when you show up, just smash the up. That'll help the algorithm. That's all I ask. But the fact that you guys throw BC coffees, come on, man. You guys are the absolute fucking best. I can't even, you know, I had to go away for a week to take care of business and do a lot of traveling. And this is what I come back to, man. The best of the fucking best in the Amplified unit. I laughed. The last video I put out was last week. It was about Sasha and Naomi being forced to walk out. Do you guys realize over 20,000 of you have already viewed it? We're headed toward 1.5 thousand on the ups. Over 190 new subscribers in 1 week. That's all you guys. So you thank me, I'm going to send it right back to you guys if you don't mind. Oh, Papo Jr., before I take off, Papo Jr. gets a shout out with a 1999. I'm glad you're up in the chat, Papo Jr. What's your definition of larger than life? To me, it's someone who knows, someone who is known from wrestling fans and non-fans. John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, Macho Man. MJF is the only one that can reach that level, in my opinion. Not even Roman. Okay, so Papo Jr., good question, because I always talk about larger than life. So let me try to put it into words. Let me get a swig of coffee first. You guys thought we were done. We ain't done. We still shooting the shit. We going toward 4 hours. That's a great question. What is larger than life? So let me start from the jump, right? Larger than life to me, to BC growing up, to anybody who was around during the 80s. Larger than life was Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage. To me, the definition, Papo Jr., I like yours. You can transcend past wrestling. I like your definition. But my definition is somebody that is jumping off the screen. The second they come through the curtain, you are captivated. Something about it. As an adult, not just a kid, as an adult, you're captivated. Absolutely captivated by it. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Warrior. There's wrestlers like that. I mean, Warrior running down through the curtain. Man, you just say, you're along for the ride, man. You're along for the run to the ring. When Hulk Hogan is coming down and he's frailing his fucking arms, you're feeling it. There's not a wasted motion. They jump off the screen. If you walk by them in a mall, it's not just like, oh, there's a wrestler. Oh, look, that's awesome. It's Ricky Starks. Oh, look at that. It's Ricochet. Oh my goodness, it's Finn Balor. I didn't know I was taller than him. It's not like that. And it's not necessarily about size, guys. I'm not saying that. But presence. If you walk by them in a mall, are you like, fuck? That's Hogan. That's fucking The Rock. That's Stone Cold. That's The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, bro. That's the ultimate motherfucking... That's Randy the Macho Man Savage. Who does that for you today, guys? Who does that for you? When they come through the curtain, are you really on the edge of your seat? Like at any moment, this guy, anything can happen because this guy's that type of dude. Or gal. For BC, larger than life is almost a forgotten entity now. It's almost like it's fucking done, man. Hey, what the fuck? I know it's been 3 hours, but wake up. My merchandise is fucking falling asleep. Over 3 hours, my merchandise is falling asleep. Look at this shit. I didn't tell you to go anywhere. Stay amplified, merchandise. Everybody, make sure you're picking up all the BC merchandise down below, too. It should be down below in a bar. Maybe not. I'm not seeing anything, actually. Maybe they took the bar away. Anyway, my merchandise is somewhere on Teespring. BC Amplified. Anyway, what I was talking about, it's almost like it's a lost art these days. There is no more larger-than-life characters. Roman Reigns is close to that. Bray Wyatt was. Bray Wyatt is beyond captivating. Could you imagine walking by The Fiend in the mall? You imagine if you're going to an autograph signing and The Fiend is the one doing the signing. Right? Big difference when you go to get Ricochet's autograph and next to him is the Fiend. Big difference, right? So, man, I could go another hour, Papo Jr. Larger than life is a lot of things to BC. But I want to simplify it. I don't want to over kind of dramatize it. I want to keep it in the realms of who, from the moment they come through the curtain, who is captivating you? Who, if you saw them in real life, would you be in awe of? Jaw dropped and you don't even realize it. Subconsciously, your jaw's like, damn, that's wrestler X. That's wrestler Y. Who does that for you? Guys, the list is very minimal today, and you know it. A lot of you guys are saying it is Bray Wyatt. A lot of you guys are saying MJF. But there's not that many people aside from that. Iron Riaz would probably say Great Muta, correct, Iron? Demon Finn Balor, some of you guys are saying. I always said Demon Balor was larger than life. It's a shame that he is gone. He says he doesn't want to rest on that character as a crutch, and Vince doesn't want to overuse him. And what happened is it just died off. Nobody even cares about the Demon anymore. The Demon could have been larger than life. That's what I mean about size doesn't necessarily matter with larger than life, because somebody like Balor was with that character. So I hope that wasn't too all over the place, Papo Jr. That's just one dimension of larger than life, but it's the main one for BC. Who's jumping off the screen? Whose character is so fucking awesome that it subconsciously captivates you? If you ever saw them in person, you're in awe of them. That is larger than life. And we don't have that anymore in pro wrestling. And that's sad. That actually sucks. Papo Jr., great question though, man. And you're exactly right. You know, if you can transcend past wrestling, going to movies and all that, yeah, that's what stems from being larger than life though. So you would already have to have that character. Papo Jr., much love and respect, man. Oh, hold on. We ain't even done, because after that we had some more come in, man. Hold on. Not just coffee. I mean, now I need water too. Coffee and water. We're going toward 4 hours on this stream, man. This is fucking epic what we got going right now. DJ is a prodigy, 199. How you feel about Johnny Elite? DJ is a prodigy. I'm guessing you're talking Johnny Morrison, correct? Johnny Elite? Because a lot of people thought that when they saw Johnny Elite last week, they thought it was going to be Gargano. I'm guessing you mean Morrison, not Gargano. I love the fact that he was the Joker. I know a lot of people thought it was going to be somebody more impactful. A lot of people didn't expect why does somebody just show up as the Joker like Morrison and then just lose the match. A lot of people didn't like that it was a little bit of a tease. They said Johnny thinking it was Gargano, but it ends up being Morrison. I liked it. I've always liked Morrison. I always said DJ is a prodigy, that Vince McMahon letting go of Morrison was fucking stupid. Not to the level of Bray Wyatt, but damn fucking bad. Morrison had so much to offer, and he was showing you that he's funny. He was showing you that he can hang in dialogue. He's not going to fuck it up or muff it or botch his lines. He's not going to stutter over words. So not only is he an awesome talent, he could put a storyline on his back and carry a promo. And Vince just tossed him aside like yesterday's garbage. I like Johnny Elite. I just do. As far as Johnny Gargano, I'll go to the other one. Who knows where he's going to show up. If he shows up to AEW, I hope it's impactful. I don't need another good wrestler in AEW that's going to help put out bangers. AEW has a packed roster. Everybody can put out a banger. Now you need to capture eyeballs. You need to start telling epic storylines now. DJ is a prodigy. Much love and respect. Ozzy Edwards with another 10 fucking spot. Ozzy's MVP statusing over here. Andre the Giant was a prime example of larger than life. Literally on his case. Yeah, that's the given, Ozzy Edwards. Good call. Andre was the fucking given. This guy shows up. You walk by him in the market. First of all, you wouldn't have to go into a separate aisle to see Andre. You could see the top of Andre's head and his shoulders throughout the supermarket. You could be in aisle 14 where the milk is, and you'd see him who's in aisle 5 with the cereal. You'd be able to see Andre like he's the fucking moon. Yeah, good call. That's the literal version of larger than life. But Andre on top of that was just so fucking epic. You put that together, that's why nobody has a bad word to say about Andre. Ozzy Edwards, man. Thanks for all the love, man. Right back to you. Love and respect. Always. Brand Q featuring Quincy. I like that. Brand Q featuring Quincy. $9.99. BC, always be watching. First time speaking. I think MJF can reach Ric Flair levels, but not Hogan, The Rock, or Stone Cold levels. Staying amplified. Brand Q featuring Quincy. A couple of things. Number one, always watching, but first time commenting up in the chat. Brand Q, I appreciate that, man. Much love and appreciation. I hope the whole time you were at least smashing that up. But it's always good to see you guys come out and say what's up. So Brand Q, I appreciate that, and you know he's staying amplified. As far as MJF, I completely agree that he can be this generation's Ric Flair. No question. There's no ceiling for a guy like MJF. That's why. We said the same thing about Ric Flair back in the day. So that's why the similarity, Brand Q featuring Quincy. That's why it's so fucking epic to make that comparison. The same thing that we said back in the 80s about Flair, there's no ceiling. We're saying the same shit about MJF, there's no ceiling. That's fun. When you have a wrestler that you can honestly say there's no ceiling, they can just keep going to the fucking moon, rotate that shit 17 times, come back, do it again. That's fun, man. That's why that's why with MJF, we're just along for the ride. As far as Hogan, Rock, and Stone Cold hitting those levels, I think Brand Q featuring Quincy, I think that all depends on MJF. I honestly don't think in all realms of entertainment that there's a cap on him. Remains to be seen. Maybe not the Rock levels, but I think he can hit entertainment superstardom at least on Hogan's level. Anyway, Brand Q featuring Quincy. Good to see you up in the chat, man, and we are going to stay amplified always. We don't know any other way. Good to have you up in here. I think I got everybody. Damn, guys. Okay, for real this time. I said this 20 minutes ago as we were approaching 3 hours. Now we're headed toward 4 hours. This has been one of the most fucking epic streams, man. Almost over 3 hours. You guys showed up massive on the VIP Supers. Big time on the ups. We're headed towards 700 live. We're about to end the stream. When this goes to the channel and the algorithm kicks in, thousands of people are going to come in and catch this. They're going to see that we whooped ass, guys. So you guys are thanking me. I want to send that right back to you guys, man. Much love and respect, and we will do this again soon, I assure you. I hope to have an AEW Dynamite review this week. I can't guarantee it. There's more business to attend to that I haven't been around for, so I have to do that over the next couple of days. But I hope to have an AEW review. Always stay subscribed and notified anyway, because I can put up impromptu videos at 3 o'clock in the morning. So the only way to fucking know that is if you are smashing that sub. I don't even know where the sub button is, but make sure you smashed it. That also gets you access into the chat after 4 weeks of initiation. So, much love, respect, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to down the rest of this, pick up a fresh coffee at the local Dunkin' down the block, hit up my business, and we'll do this again soon. Check you guys, man. Man, there's still 100 of you guys still up in here, man. Just listen to BC shoot the shit into the 4th hour. So I can't do a roll call. But I'm seeing all you guys, man. Much love, man. All my tried and trues are up in here. Fuck yeah. And I'm on a massive delay. I've been running this whole last hour, guys, on like 4% battery. I was able to plug in some extra juice, but I've been hanging on 4%. I don't think you guys realize that. That's why the sound and the visual might be a little dimmer, or at least it is on my end. We did this last hour on 4% battery, man. You guys rock the fuck out. Check you guys. Make sure I got fucking everybody, right? I got everybody. All right, guys. Yep. Oh, now it's going fast. All right, guys. I'm out. Come on, man. We got this. Whoa! Okay. I didn't say hit my music, but let's go out with some fucking music. Check you. Much love, unit. James Shrimp Fajita, Ashley Steggles, TKC, Pile Driver, Clutch City, Jer 9, Connie Iron, Photo G, Clutch City, Renee, Janelle, Leighton, Crutz, MK, DJ's a Friday, Sir Charles, Tina's Cupcake. All my supers, man, all the coffees, much love. I'm out. Thank you.